There we are, we're live. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special Transformers Nation 2024 special. Let's do this.
It's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, beds, spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. Really excited for tonight. We've got loads coming up, including a special TFN look back retrospective. We've got our top pickups from TFN, including our top favorite moments as well. Before we do that, we'll do all the usual stuff. We've got our normal news and an extensive, super mega long pickup session to go through later. But let's start off, as always, with that news.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Used. Does anybody really care? Yes, we do. We'll carry on.
Life goes on.
Exactly. Life finds a way. And some of it was slightly just before TFN because we didn't obviously do a show last weekend. So catching up, Transformers 1 is out in America. These at the time were some new promotional images that had come out of the characters. For those who have not been lucky enough to see the film early, because we have to wait, I think it's 20 days over here in the UK before we get to see it. There you go. That's what some of them look like. There you go. I think the exciting thing for some people in this was Soundwave is featured in one of the pictures, and it was a nice look at Soundwave. But yeah, everything coming out of America seems very, very positive that I've seen so far. So yeah, good news for those, again, who haven't seen it. And there's RC as well. So yeah, Transformers 1, we're excited. Have we ever talked about Transformers Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime? I don't think we have we?
No,
anyway, here he is.
Oh, right.
This is like brand new. Nobody's seen these images last week. So these are some comparison shots from somebody's blog. It says Snakers, something like that. Anyway, and it's more just about the comparisons. So you get to see the size comparisons again, get a little bit of an idea. Storage for the gun, the weapon.
Oh, that's so cute.
Titan Master compatibility.
Good. An adventure.
And a cool Owen sitting there chilling. You can. I think we already knew this bit that you can kind of interact the trailer with your hoppers.
Still doesn't hide the fucking hands, does it?
Kind of does a little bit. You can't see them from behind because of the trailer. You can fit one Autobot car inside with roller.
I think you could fit two Autobot cars if you don't count Roller, and two Autobot cars if you count Roller, because Roller's the smallest Autobot.
All right then, we shall find out. Anyway, there you go. You got the storage for all the bits and pieces, the accessories that come with them, which is handy. We all like storage. You can have your characters manning the battle platform and whatever the hell that thing was called. I never remember the name of that thing, but it's there.
Terry,
Terry, the Diaclone man who should be sat in it, but it doesn't come with it. Terry, the Diaclone man. And then
it always seems like Jennifer to me. I don't know, Jennifer.
I see that. I see that with the antenna. Yeah.
Yeah. Are we saying this is a Jennifer? Okay, this is a Jennifer. All right, fair enough. Then we got from Prime vs. Prime did his review of the Legacy United Leader Soundwave multi-pack, because they're calling it multi-pack because of all the cassettes.
You did well to name that.
Thank you very much. So we've got some comparison photos with the previous one. I'll see if you can tell the subtle hint that, you know, we've got the old one. See if you can spot it in the comparison photos in a moment. But these were some really cool photos as well. I have to say his photography's come on quite a lot.
Yeah,
and it is looking really good. Like the action element of the photos.
I've taught him everything he doesn't know.
That's where he's got it from. I like that one with Blaster blasting him. Then with the tapes attacking Blaster as well. Especially because if you look carefully, he's cracked Buzzsaw. Blaster's cracked Buzzsaw, and he's kind of falling backwards, which is a cool little shot.
I thought you were saying Blaster, take me. Oh well.
Well, I mean, he might have been. That's a very different conversation that we're having.
Go on. Different enough? Is it different enough? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is, Peter. And, if
and there you go.
Enough for you. You have to make sure you're in the right fandom.
It's been decided. Red Eyes, I know a lot of people get upset about the colour of the eyes. I can't really remember feeling that bothered myself. But anyway, he's got red eyes. Comes with his tapey boys and girls. And then you go, there's the comparison. Now, can you spot which one is the previous version?
I don't know. It's really
You can
difficult.
look.
The yelling and the other ones confused me.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, isn't it? So the one with the pea yellow thighs is obviously the previous version, which unfortunately, with multiple accounts of it suffering from yellowing on some of the grey plastic. So a lot of people seem to be buying this one just to replace that one because of the issues. There he is alongside Blaster. To me, a little bit short, but you know, I can live with it. Alongside Megs. And of course, Starscream.
Wow.
I'm looking
And
forward to Studio Series 86 Megatron when it's just the same old repeated.
we're selling the
mean-
same thing.
Watch the fandom kick off.
Oh, they already have, though, haven't they? I mean, to be fair, I don't care about it. Anyway, Ironhide, Bumblebee, and then in the tape player modes, again, the yellowing might be noticeable on one of them. It's hard to tell. It's a little bit. So, that's happened to yours. Wow. Just.
Your sound's going, Andy.
Is it? Can you hear me all right now?
Yeah,
I can hear you now.
Right. Let me know if it goes funny. Right. Okay. We'll carry on. There's Blaster and all the tapes for Soundwave. And yeah, it looks. I think it looks cool. Obviously, it is just the same toy, but with slightly different paintwork and hopefully thighs that don't yellow and Buzzsaw. Let's be honest. That's the big draw for a lot of people is Buzzsaw. But there you go. So we've got that coming. This is the Kurai Kari Megatron.
You know,
So,
these
officially
knobs
licensed.
are just getting bigger all the time in these Transformers, aren't you? Because now it's not so subtle anymore. I mean, look at that thing. It's just sticking out
Crotch
there.
thrust.
Yeah.
Crotch thrust. Trigger.
It's almost like it's got its own
It's
little
on.
bit where they can stand it out. You know.
It's kind of it's the Flame Toys one, isn't it? This one, and it's I don't know. Is it more of a Japanese anime thing? Is that where it comes from? That they often had like the Gundams
Crotch
and stuff
thrust.
standing in those. Yeah, crotch
You
thrust.
do
yeah.
this when you're standing around. I do it sometimes. I do it at a train
I hope you
station,
don't.
maybe.
I definitely don't. not in my line of work.
And I'm at a bar.
I'll probably be frowned upon. But anyway, there you go. That's coming along. So I can't remember. I don't think we've seen that coloured version of it in a nice clear photo of like that before. The DNA design kit for Nova Prime. There's multiple photos of this because it does make quite a bit of a difference to your Nova Prime. So lots of people, or quite a few people, have Nova Prime. It ended up becoming quite a not a rare figure, but one people wanted. So this is how it adapts it for what I believe is supposed to be more of an IDW style look. I mean, you can
That's
see
a
the
good-
difference if you've got the original, and that's like the difference in the size. And you add on all the bits, it's pretty
Huge.
massive.
Car mode looks better as well. It's quite
Yeah,
clever. The DNA kit makes the alt mode look good as well.
Yeah, the truck mode takes on a bit more personality, and rather than just looking like what it was, which was the Galaxy Force or Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, basically repainted. But yeah, it does make it look more interesting. So this will be available from DNA Design. Again, one of those ones where I couldn't decide whether to stick it in third party or mainline, but because it's for a mainline bot, I've put it in with the mainline stuff for now. But I don't know.
Andy.
Thank you. I like it. Don't get me wrong. I almost feel like it's almost too much though. It's like you've
Yeah.
got too much one way, like the massive kind of wings splayed out and everything. I'm starting to worry about display space, so this could be an absolute freaking nightmare. But for those of you who have the space, this has got to be something you'd think about picking up.
I kind of like the fact that the wings can sort
What the
of
fuck is
space
that?
like.
Oh yeah, well, I presume that's just because you can splay out the wings. So just look, we'll make it look like it's another mode. Look, it's launching a
I had a
sword.
Citroen Saxo that used to do that.
What was the old Citroen that used to have the fold back route? It doesn't matter. That's a discussion for another time. And then we had this, which was one of the promotional posters again for Transformers 1, which is a nice bit of artwork for those who like your Transformers art. I can't remember if there's anything particularly new on there that for those of us who haven't seen the film, we wouldn't have seen before, but it's just nice artwork in it. Mark, or blessed Praise be to Mark.
Praise be
Mark
to Mark.
Clonus over on Instagram. He showed how with Road Pig, you can finally complete what he has called the Junkosaurus by combining it with the other Junkion legacy bots that we've had. Pete is so excited for this. Look, you can see the joy in his face. That should be a picture of you, Pete, down at the bottom there, saying "Wow." So he shared that, and people, someone must be excited about that. And then he also shared a load of stuff about the character development for the Legacy Starseeker Capsule Thundertron, which is, for nerds a bit like me, quite interesting. So you could pause this later on, I suppose. I'll just go and have a look on his Instagram account, and you'll be able to have a look at all this stuff as well. If I can remember, I'll post it into our Facebook group. And then he posted photos of the bots. So I have completely forgotten the name of the Rock Lord type one, but he's there. And apparently he's created some whole backstory that this being is like half Energon, and he's somehow Thundertron has absorbed some of that Energon, and that's why there's this synergy, although it doesn't really explain why he's sitting on him and riding him, but maybe it does. And then he put out some nice photos. I think it's pretty obvious he likes Thundertron and he likes this toy. So yeah,
this is a much better use of his skill set and his time than that Junkosaurus. This is what you should be doing, Mark.
Tell him, send him a message. He'll appreciate the feedback. Stop wasting your time on Junkions. He'll love it. And then there was just another few comparison photos that had come in of, again, Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. It's weird that people have literally just bought this normally in another part of the world, and we're still waiting this for at least a couple of months, I would have thought. But I love the fact they recreated the piano bit. Do you remember when the leak photo came out and he was sat on a piano and everybody was like, yeah. Does he come with the piano? Do we get that?
A thing?
So there's that. There he is in truck mode with some of the other mainline bots, so you get an idea of the scale, and then a couple of nice group shots.
That's a good point.
I mean, that's what you're aiming for, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. Get them all. I mean, Jamie, once you get all yours together with the background and everything, I mean, and then the action version.
That is awesome. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Wow.
Because I know we've seen so many photos of this toy, but come on, I mean, that's pretty mint. If that was mine and I'd taken the time to set that up, even just on a desk like that, doesn't matter. That is a great shot. And I totally, because I downloaded it late in the day, I totally forgot to get the details of whose photos they were. But if they're your photos, they're excellent. They're not ours, and they're definitely not Paul's before he tries to claim any credit for them. Not that he does.
I am now into running photography. I want all robots running at me. Otherwise, it's shit.
If they're not running at us, then what's the
not
point?
worth looking at. Yeah.
Anyway, that was the mainline news. So we can go on to some third-party news.
We definitely can do that, Andy. As soon as I get the intro, let's do it now.
Battle tank!
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe-to-toe with Combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a transformer missile fire phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can metamorph and use mega force, but Combat Optimus is still standing.
Guzzy's saying, was that third party kit Nova Prime? Was it not third party? We were in two minds about that. I know Andy was up all night last night trying to think.
I've not slept.
Party.
I've not slept. That's why I look as tired as I do. I've been wrestling Guzzy with where to put it, and then I decided I don't care and stuck in it with mainline.
If it goes on first party, it's first party news. That's mine.
Well, you know what? Third party news was excellent. Let's go into pickups.
Another classic third-party news. No, so we'll do it properly, I suppose. So New Age Toys, via their official Facebook account, released images of their variants of H62 Louis, which is basically the different blasters. So we've got, starting off with Blowout, which is their shattered glass blaster in those shattered glass colors. Includes ram horn, eject, and rewind, 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, guns for blaster, and 4 miniguns for the robot cassettes. There they all are. Little bits and pieces. Is that head sculpt comic head sculpt? I don't know. It doesn't look
Gimp.
I don't like
esque,
the
isn't
mouth
it?
and jawline, but I don't know if that's it's just kind of weird, isn't it? It's almost like they went for dare we say it some. Yeah, it's just.
I love the way
I'm not even
do
going to say it
better or
because
whatever that was.
I can't get the right term to describe what you used to watch the right proper. So I don't want to make a hash of it.
I think I know what you're
Yeah,
referring to.
but I don't want to make a hash of it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think yeah. Good. Well, I might.
And
have
it's
to
just
agree with you
wrong.
about that.
It's just
Yeah.
wrong.
Cancelled.
But there is more, because here is their version of Frequency, which is the G1 Japan. No, it's not. This is Louis. Sorry, this is the G1 Toy Deco with retooled head, including eject and rewind. So the photos don't match the writing. God damn you. Anyway, here we are. So again, same toy, recolored. It's a blaster.
I like the colours. They're really nice. Bill asked, do we have a Discord? We do. It's Transformers the Show. Then stick the link up. It's not as active as the Facebook, though.
I was going to say, do we? Oh, yeah, we do. I forgot about that.
The face group's a lot more interactive. You look for Transformers the Show.
I've got to say, how the Triple Takeover lads have find the time to be on their Discords when there's multiple conversations.
It's because they're not human. They're not human. I was speaking to Liam on the weekend, and I was checking for circuitry.
Oh, bless him. That's a nice shot there, though, of Louis.
And
And then
silver.
this is the one I was talking about. This is H62S Frequency, the G1 Japan, the Headmaster's twin cast deco. So if you like your twin cast, obviously a different face sculpt, more cartoon than toy. There's a lot of blaster going on.
Toy.
It's all right.
Came out of nowhere.
He's now more cartoon than toy. Anyway, there you go. He's saying stop. Third party news.
Stop fucking repainting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't look inside. Don't look in the drawer. And there he is.
Who's in the cupboard? R. Kelly. Harry Pops.
Oh, it's too soon for the R. Kelly jokes. Right. So there's that.
R. Kelly jokes.
Never too soon. We'll be doing these all the time. Right. Next. This is Star Toys STO2 Tracks. This is their vehicle mode test shot. So it's just a test shot at the moment, but obviously looking very G1 Tracksy.
Very impressive, I think. I think it looks an alt mode, especially just the normal, not the pretend third part, the third triple changer mode.
I mean, that's clearly a jet. We can all see that, right? It's clearly a jet mode. And then underneath, so you can see how everything cleans up quite nicely. And you got to give credit for that, definitely. I mean, you look under there. It's sometimes you look and you can just see that basically the robot mode tucked in. You couldn't really say that for that, could you? But there you go. That's the Star Toys Tracks. No idea when that's coming out, but keep an eye out for it. We'll have it on the news. Then we had this, which is the Fans Hobby MB 20-something Master Force Metal Hawk. Now, I don't have their version of the name for it, of course, because they're not allowed to use that name because, knockoffs. But you've got some lovely photos that give you some idea of what it might look like once it's finished and doesn't look like soap. Anybody think that they would be excited to pick up another Star Saber? I know we've had a couple in the last few years, haven't we? Good. I'm good to see you're all excited. This is where
What's this Star Saber?
Did I say Star Saber? Oh, Metal Hawk.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. That's why you threw me. I was like,
we've had a couple of Metal Hawks. I do apologise.
I
don't know why I said Star Saber.
and then you were like, why the fuck aren't you answering me? I said, do you want another Star Saber?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yes.
I forgot about this. So this is Craftsman Toys DJS02B motor, which is a legend scale Technobot Afterburner. So this is going to be legend scale, which looking at the pictures still like amazes me because the level of detail is mental in a good way.
It'd be too small for you to see. Let's move on.
Yeah, so I can see it on a big screen. If I just look at photos of it the whole time, I'm fine. Just it's no use to me in hand because I can't even see anything. Just a perfect smooth.
Dave wants a ray gun action figure with authentic B-girl posability. She's got the coolest name, hasn't she? Ray Gun.
It's a shame the dancing didn't quite live up to it, but oh bless her, she's been out defending herself. Yeah, what can you say, really? I thought it was a joke. I'm sorry, it sounds really harsh on that, but I did. First time I watched it, I genuinely thought it was a joke. But she was doing something different. So,
Yeah.
stop hating everyone. But you couldn't do any. I mean, I couldn't do any better. I will say that. You've all seen me clap, you know that. Right. That's what it looks like slightly from behind. And then if you want to see it as an arm, there it is as an arm. Looking pretty army. So there you go. So we've
We need
had
some coloured versions, don't we? We need some coloured.
Yeah,
See
we
what
need
they
to
look
see.
like.
Yeah, we need to see more, something closer to the finished product. But I mean, I have to admit, I think that what I've seen of the first couple of these, I think we've seen, was it Nose Cone, the other one? They do look quite impressive. Then we've got, courtesy of Sean Misselbrook, Fans Toy Superion on the left and Zetas on the right. So it's more just a couple of comparison photos, really, so you can see. So anybody collecting these, I think, was Ian collecting one version, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's Fans Toys,
Probably.
I think he's getting.
He's got,
I'm sure he is.
he had the Zeta one, or has the Zeta one.
Yeah, he's probably got both, to be fair.
Yeah.
Crazy third-party collector.
It looks pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Is it an 800 quid figure? I don't know.
It's
Depends if you can justify it. If you can justify it, then it is.
honestly, I prefer the one on the right. But that's
Yeah.
see, again, the left one, I'm guessing people would say is tune effect, the tune what's the word?
Newcastle version.
Yeah, exactly. The smooth Geordie version. And then the one on the right just has more of the detail. And I just prefer that. I suppose that's more like the toy.
It was nice to meet you, Jay. Is it Jacob?
Yep.
At TFNation.
It was.
Lovely. Anyway, that's what they look like from behind, because we all pose our bots facing in the wrong direction. And then I think we saw some kind of leaked photos. These are in-hand photos of Toy Laboratory, Iron Factory. Toy 928 and Toys Laboratory. I think they're these for their photos. Anyway, Iron Factory EX65 Spear of Marbas, which is, of course, what
doesn't he have a face you just want to punch? How do you manage to design a toy like that? It's amazing.
Very smug.
punchable face.
Yeah.
Very smug face.
Engage smug mode. Look at that. Beautiful.
I'm
a
considerably
complainer.
better than you.
I have to admit though, like I've never been particularly bothered about Leo Kaiser. I don't really get why it's like. It always feels to me like, oh, it was Japanese and we didn't really get it, so now everybody must have it. And I never really got that, but I actually think this looks like a really decent Transformer.
There's nice colours, Chrissy said, like a scoop of ice cream. 100%.
And I don't even mind, as you'll see, that it's very G1 bot-esque in terms of the jet mode. So you know, top of the jet mode, very nice.
Good. Very nice.
You know, turn it into the main torso and the head. Lovely.
Ooh,
We like
also
that.
nice.
Like that head sculpt. I mean, the head sculpt's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Less smug by 10.
There you go. Don't mind so much the back of it because, you know, nobody cares. And then robot underneath. Now, again, I think you have to make allowances because this is a Legends figure, isn't it? If it's Iron Factory.
But why
I
should we
assume.
make allowances just because it's
Just
a
because basically any figure I like the look of, Jamie, we should make allowances for, and I should think you'd know that by now. So basically
And
the
you
You
rule-
just gave a speech on why we shouldn't be bothered about it. you just
well, you shouldn't be, but because I'm not. But there you go. I like it. I like the look of it. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll buy it, but this is not that day. And that is all the third-party news. So a super speedy news because didn't bother looking much, to be honest.
It's just as well.
That was a TFN.
We weren't here.
Things to do.
It's been a long couple of weeks, hasn't it? In fact, I left TFN on the Monday, drove straight to work. I've been at work for 2 days, then went to Scotland. Honestly, I'm not sure if I will make the rest of the show. I'm absolutely knackered. And we've got a fucking marathon ahead of us now where we do pickups. So buckle up. It's time for a very special edition of Pickups.
We now return to the Transformers.
Go on then. Who wants to kick this mammoth session off first? Jamie, do you want me to share your photos?
Yes.
then?
Yes,
There
we'll
we-
go for the photos first. Get
Let's
this
do
out of the way.
it. Let me get some wine.
Basically, just before TF Nation was due, a lot of us managed to get Death's Head in for the post. I think on the day or the day before it was due, we were due to go to Thursday crew. I think it was a Wednesday. Mine survived. Very happy with Death's Head. I love the fact you could take the hands out, place the weapons in. I love the colours. Okay, he's not green, but so what? They'll probably bring out a green version. You never with Hasbro, they'll probably do that, especially since they destroyed the Power Ranger line. They've probably got more resources and more time. So that's
good work, Hasbro.
Yeah. But yes, Death said, if you look at photos on Twitter, I probably should have shown them since I think ours was shared by the news photos we took. He scales with Rodimus and Galvatron, the chunk figures quite well. And he's an awesome toy to be had.
Awesome.
And I'm going to get Simon Foreman eventually to sign my box. As long as Alexis doesn't ask me to bring stuff. Yeah. The other photos I was taking was Shockwave comic book colours, Deco Shockwave, and I love this figure, and I like to take the photography of this because I wanted, because a lot of times in photography, sometimes you can play around with the colours and make it more brighter than it is and have fun. I wanted to show you exactly what the colours were when you have it in hand. So this is really what you see is there. There's nothing. I've not nothing to the colours and anything like that. I just because I think it was so important to see the actual colours of Shockwave as it really is for your eyes. Well, for my eyes, but for your eyes it might be blurry, but I don't know. So because you're not got my wonderful eyesight, but Shockwave is awesome, and he's a wonderful, colourful joy to be had. I'm not so sure about the shading. It kind of works, but in some cases, I think I would have loved it without the shading, but just those colours, if that makes sense. Very much like his counterpart of Grimlock. I don't really care for the alt mode and the colours at all, but robot mode, it's just sick. But I think it's that purple colour, which just makes it just a beautiful figure and probably my best Shockwave to have. And I've got the Takada Shockwave, so well done, Hasbro. You've elevated your game there. You've taken out a Takada figure. Now TFNation, well, what can be said about TFNation? TFNation was a joy, and I know we're going to do the discussion, so I'll try to focus on the pickups. But it was a marathon TFNation, a marathon I enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to doing again. And I think I stood in line with some of the boys. That's Ian Alfire, Graham, who calls himself every other fucking moniker going apart from his name, Graham.
Which name will you go with?
You got Andy, not our Andy, but another Andy. You can always tell the difference because one's really good looking. I'll leave it to you guys to fight out.
It's very kind of you, Jess.
Such a bitch. Such a bitch.
So yeah, there was a lot of then Alexis obviously waddled up later, but we in demand, Kapow, so many awesome shops. One of this other shops run by James. I've forgotten the name of it just now. Oh gosh, darn it! And I've got but anyway, his pickup's going to be discussed in our top 5 pickups or whatever. So I don't need to worry about it just now. But I went in with nothing on the radar. I just went in because I'm going to enjoy myself. And as soon as the doors opened, I was walking in quite heroically, and quite defiantly and quite directed as well. And thinking RJ tries to start a conversation. Are you mental? We've been waiting in a line for an hour and a half, and we're trying to go in to get toys, and you think this is a good time to have a conversation?
It's not a social event.
I know.
Idiot.
And then I think Andy tried to do it. I was like, what? Because you'd been in there for
again, other Andy.
I just had to ignore people. Once I got my stuff.
As long as you were there for the right reasons.
Yeah, I got some great stuff.
I got
some great stuff there, and I'll be showing you after I take off the photos. But I've got a Diaclone Insecticon thing from a wonderful guy who watches the show. There, I've got Goldberg. I got a little electronic tag. You could put truthful comments like sexy on it, stuff like that. I got diecast of like YOLO Park Megatron and then a YOLO Park Bumblebee. I picked up Felch and whatever and Cannonball and Lockdown and Vector Prime. I got a Storm Rage. I got G1 Octopunch. Bumblebee 86 and then Bumblebee 86 again because you got something. Why not get it twice? Optimus Prime with Michael Master Hot Rod, which I'll talk about later. Springer, the Turtles, a wonderful present from Spider-Father. I got a Beast Wars figure to give to Peter. I fucking forgot to keep giving him it every day, even the last day. So I will be giving him that. I remembered, Peter. I got you one. So yeah, so I got some sort of like wonderful pickups there. The best pickup of where you skate. I don't know how you got out of the sort of ropes and stuff. And obviously it's the voice of Grimlock and I don't take photos well. I don't like looking at myself in photographs, but this means a lot. He's just an awesome individual. And there we got Bumblebee looking majestic. I think if you haven't got Bumblebee 86, you have to question yourself, why are you even a Transformers collector? G1 Octopunch. This was thanks to my personal shopper Andy. He spotted this.
This time it was me. This time wasn't not the other one.
And it was £100, and it's an absolute steal for the condition it was in. Because I was picking £100, I didn't want to look too close in case I convinced myself not to get it, or there'd be something there. But the condition was absolutely sweet. And it's annoying now because now I have to get his two counterparts now as well, and then maybe the Autobot versions. Oh, and I was like complete. I was a happy person. But Octopunch, G1 Octopunch is just a brilliant figure. Good quality. It's nice. It's nice to pick up a good vintage figure at a show like this, and £100. I think everyone will agree that's a damn good price for a fully complete G1 Octopunch in that condition.
It looks so clean.
Like when I bought.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks so clean.
Sculpted, it's untouched.
Do you know when like a virgin touched by the baby?
Oh, let's not start that.
With my tongue.
Took a turn.
Yeah.
It really did.
The right turn. It felt so good. But do you know, I'm getting my mouth. But actually, it really was. When I had this in hand, and you're going to pay the money. And I know in a lot of these events, people like to haggle. I just thought, I'm not going to haggle. This is a superb price. This individual's done. So no, I paid the full whack, £100.
It was a good deal, mate. It was a very good deal.
Oh yeah, it was a superb deal, and obviously the best was getting them. I had my kit out, magnifying glass, cotton bud, going, and I think Nick from Indie Man Toys was losing the will to live. As I said, and could I have the other box, please? And I expected that Springer, but fair play to them. They stuck with it, and I was happy. So I got myself Springer and got Bumblebee, and oh my god, both gorgeous spots. And I honestly don't know how they managed to compact that little Bumblebee into this little car, but they did. Excellent attempt, Hasbro, especially at that price point. But yes, so there's Springer and Bumblebee, and I can see why there's a lot of people who wouldn't maybe think, oh, there's too much for this Springer. But considering you're getting all these accessories, the guns, the blades, the sword, the sort of big bullet missile thing he had, which is that, it is well worth the price. And aesthetically, it shines as well. And I don't know about you, the legs are better. But I really like the way they've designed the ankle tilts because it gives so much more flexibility in the way you pose a figure compared to other Transformers. So it kind of works. I can see it maybe getting very loose and annoying in the future, like all Transformers, but there'll be workarounds like blue tack or stuff you can stick in there and stuff. But for me, an excellent figure to have. And I really wanted to take that photo with the two of them in it. I just really enjoy it. But you can just see zooming in there. Excellent face sculpt. I like the way the light hits it as well. You can often tell. Bumblebee, you can see there, but obviously that black plastic's been painted yellow. It could have done maybe with another coating. But still, an excellent figure, and I don't mind the fact it's not blue. It kind of works, and it definitely the vehicle is what you would get in a cartoon. So I fully recommend this as a figure. But as I said before, I got 2 of these wee Bumblebees, so brilliant figure, excellent, good to pose, a good deluxe figure.
If it's better than Netflix Bee.
Yes, better than the Netflix Bee. I think the Netflix Bee absolutely kicks ass in alt mode though. But I think the robot mode is much better. This alt mode, although not as great as the Netflix Bee, I think it's brilliant to the cartoon. The way they got the wee Autobot insignia to come up as well when you're transforming it and compressing it is just black magic. I mean, you look at Goldbug, which Andy gave me, which is fantastic. You know, the 2 sizes are just amazing. You know, because he's not that much bigger. It goes to show the compression they went into the, you know, how they done that is just superb. I'm just going to put them down there in a soft towel because they're precious to me. Octopus is wicked. You know, it's cool. I was at my personal shop. Andy was asking all the questions because I was, "Are you sure it's complete, Andy? This is on you. This sure it's complete."
The pressure.
Yeah, it's brilliant. You know, Yellow Park Megatron. I got that from Prime Time Toys.
Very nice.
Really enjoyed that. He's up there with Optimus Prime now. I've got my also Yellow Park Little Bumblebee, which I talked about earlier. Excellent figure. Brilliant. He comes with different hands, so you can swap the hands in and out, which is quite good. Optimus Transformers would do that.
Turtle spent $5,000. I'm sure that's his second place as well.
You know, Turtles. Do you know what? Brilliant. You need to get it. That's all I can say. You need to get it, especially if you
have you just got 1, or did you get 4? So you've got like the.
Well, I'm not going to tell, but I
it's a secret I'll never tell.
But I'll tell you this: I definitely didn't get 4. Me and Liam were discussing this, actually, saying if we did go for 4, we would have to go for 5, and it's a dangerous hill to die on. But yeah, I just really got what I wanted, because a lot of these things were pre-orders I would have got. So picking them up at TFNation to me meant I got it sooner. So it's like that old magic of old TFNation bygone era. So it was good for that, and it also meant I didn't need to worry about, is it good quality? Because I was able to see it in hand. I could see the boxes themselves, so that was brilliant. But it also meant the one I haven't talked about, which I'll be talking about later, you know. Oh yeah, so this was brilliant pickups for me, and that's me finished, and I really enjoyed my pickups this week.
Amazing pickups. Glad you got loads, and you can inspect them, can't you? Which is a big thing.
Yeah.
Before buying. So I'll make myself big. Someone else will have to do the comments. You have to see my face. So I think at loads at TFN, I don't normally buy a lot of stuff, but I did get some really meaningful bits, which I was really happy for. So the first one was a gift from Mark McDowell. So Mark, thank you so much for this. He had heard on one of the shows that I was after a thrilling 30 Sandstorm. I've never owned one ever. So I had the Springer, which I thought was an amazing bot, but he just came up, just gave me this. I said, look, can I give you some money for it? He said, no, I'm not taking money. He wanted to give it to me as a special treat, and wow, what a robot he is. I've transformed him into both modes. I think I prefer him to the Springer, and I love the Springer. So I'm going to do some photos with him. But Mark, that was so lovely of you to do that, and so lovely that you noticed that I wanted it on the show. I'll never ever part ways with him.
Are you actually going to do photos of him, or are you going to look at Google for photos out there and then put your name over them?
It could go either way. Who knows?
Is there a difference?
But yeah, Mark, that was such a lovely gift. Thank you for doing that. That was amazing and really far too generous.
I agree,
and
though,
I'll
Paul. I think
never
I
forget.
prefer Sandstorm to the Spring is brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but the Sandstorm just has a bit more
amazing.
character to it. So, what a lovely gift.
I got another gift, which was from Alexis, which got me this communicator. It's run out of battery now, Alexis, because I've been pressing it so much and doing the really cool sound that it makes. But this is from Sven Harvey's Star Trek.
Oh, is that the gift we all chipped in for?
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm
Alexis said it
joking.
just
That
in
was
case.
I was just going to say, did
That
we?
was
Okay.
Alexis. No, it was Alexis.
Alexis.
Yes.
He's not dead. Just yeah, that was amazing and such
upstairs.
a generous gift as well because it wasn't cheap, and he knew I wanted it. And yeah, thank you for that. I did pay for some of my own stuff. I've got with me. I got this, which was the new Arsenal kit. Highlight of TFN. Loads of people after this. I think In Demand sold out within about 8 minutes. I hear RJ crushed a few prams to try and get his version of that. But yeah, other than that, that was it from me. So who would like to go next?
Alexis got me a very expensive pizza, which I paid for.
Oh, was it like when he got us all a really expensive bottle of champagne that Maylin paid for?
Standard. Do you want me to go first, babe?
Go on then,
Yeah, go on
mate.
then.
I'll make
Go
you
on.
big.
All right, I saw you raise your hand and I couldn't tell if it was some kind of signal or. Well, hang on, I've got photos. Don't make me big.
Oh, he was having
Make me big
flashbacks
on
of
screen.
Munich rallies.
Not that kind of thing. Anyway, right. So that's like the collective kind of stuff, but does it also include a couple of bits that I got for my birthday? So I will try to whiz through because I know, like we were joking about it, but these pickups could go on for ages. So from Moth, Primetime Moth of Primetime Toys, who I helped out over the course of the weekend. The first thing he gave to me on Thursday night when he arrived was a Transformers coffee mug, which is really, I love the artwork on it with Megatron's little smirk and Soundwave. And he gave me a Transformers drinks bottle as well, a metal drinks bottle again. It's got Soundwave on one side and it's got Optimus Prime leaning against the Transformers logo on the other. And he gave them to me for my birthday, which was 2 days before. And that was very kind of him. He also, I must say, because I helped out, like I said, the Primetime Boys on over the weekend. And on the Saturday, he gave me that DX9 double dealer as a thank you. He gave me the last one they had, which was really kind of him. And literally, as I was about to leave, like my shift was finishing, so to speak, this guy came up to the counter and just said, "Have you got any more of those DX9 double dealers left?" And me and Graham just kind of looked at each other. And I just turned around and said, "We've got one left, mate, if you want it." So we sold it to him instead. He obviously really wanted it. So, it was a lovely gift from Graham. I do appreciate it, Graham, if you're watching. But it was nice as well that he went to somebody who clearly really wanted it. And it meant Primetime Show's got a bit more money in. I am going to show this as well. So this is a Transformers The Show t-shirt, but one we weren't aware of, or I wasn't aware of at least, which came from our learned friend, Mr. Pete Hall, who is sat wearing the same shirt as we speak. And we wore these on the... Yeah, well, mine only came out the wash today. But I've not been big on washing this week. It was very nice, and we all wore them on the Friday night ahead of, like, a lot of people wearing Transformers The Show t-shirts on the Saturday night because, we're kind of a big deal, but we'll get into that later. Where was I?
We're going to be asking for subscribers in a minute. If you like us, like and subscribe.
If you like this t-shirt, hit that like button. Why not subscribe?
Unsubscribe. If anything, unsubscribe.
Don't tell a friend and don't subscribe.
Turn off notifications.
Anyway, where was I? Which way was I going? I was going this way, wasn't I? Right, so there was that. And then from the lovely Lee, Spider Father, it was my first time getting a chance to chat with Lee. And what a gent he is. I know Jamie had told me about him before, and I know Pete, you've met him before. I think Paul, even you've spent some time with him.
Yeah, he's
before.
lovely.
But it's the first time, a proper time, I got to actually spend some time with him and have a chat. Just an absolutely top man. And he
Do you
gave
think he'd be a Bond villain, though, because he's very nice and a good charmer? Then I started to think to myself, that's how all Bond villains are introduced.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
he's got like
definitely.
a secret lair.
Hank Scorpio.
He could be. He could be. Because he's got that. He's suave and he's got that kind of charm to him that puts you at
Yeah.
ease. And then he drop you into a pool of sharks or something like that. But
I
you know,
expect
he
you to
wouldn't do
die,
that in
Bond.
real life. He's lovely. Yeah. But what a nice guy! What a nice guy! So that was very kind of him to donate some of those, and I think he was giving these things out to people around TFN. Just such a nice bloke. Then this strange guy I know, Scottish lad, beard, good looking. He gave me some medallions, a medallion set, which was really kind of him. So this was a birthday present from Jamie. Very kind of him to give you these because these are limited edition, aren't they? It's not like everybody's got
Probably
these.
the most expensive day, I would say. As well.
Although I did say it's a shame.
Currency,
It's a
if you
shame we
will.
don't have them on like a chain. Like we could have worn them and gone to Motion City.
Well,
and
there's a
danced with them.
medallion now in Hasbro Pulse, and I went, now they come with a
Oh,
medallion.
now. Anyway, so I got number 74 of 5,000. So there you go. And it's lovely.
It's not
And,
a toy.
yeah. Not a toy. Just to make sure
Decoration.
people are aware. Yeah. So that was really kind as well. Then lovely Ed, Bumble Jumper 82. He turned up again. Well, we know Ed. He's such a lovely guy. And he gave me a thrust. And once he'd finished, he also gave me Armada thrust that you can see in the photo here. And that was very kind of him. That was another birthday bot. One that was on my TFN want list as well. And he knew that and he donated it because I think he said he bought it at last year's TFN. Hadn't really kind of taken to it, and he thought, you know what, Andy, I'll appreciate this. So that was really kind, Ed. If you're watching, thank you again very much. There was a bit of piss taking going on that, like, I didn't actually buy any bots, but I did. But we'll get to those. Who did? Oh, Dan Vestator, who I think is in the chat as well, gave me a blocky, my first blocky, not my only blocky now, but my first blocky, and he'd opened them to have a look so that when he was giving them to people, because he was giving them to quite a few people, I think, he could let you choose. And I mean, it's Nemesis Prime that he gave me. That's why I've shown that side of the box. I have built it now. It's downstairs, though. I forgot to bring it upstairs. But I have built it. They're nice, fun little things. A little bit fiddly, or the one I had was a little bit fiddly to get the arms just to really click in. You really had to force them in. But great little figures. And they seem to be super popular. I'd say they were the hit of TFN. Then this random ball geezer, he gave me a Legacy Dead End for my birthday, which was very kind as well. One of the few I've actually had the time to open up, so that I will point out. And then RJ, bless him, gave me a Titan's Return Octane because he didn't want it anymore, and I like Octane, so he gave me this. So he shall take place next to my Titan's Return Blitzwing because I prefer that version. So thank you very much, RJ. I know you're in the chat again. Do you remember this, Jamie? So there was a guy, I think he calls himself G-Works on Twitter, and he works with Non-F products.
Yes.
And he was obviously selling some of their wares, their products. And one of the things was their own version of Squeeze Play's G1 gun to go with the Legacy Squeeze Play. And I'd seen this before TFN, and I'd commented and asked, "Oh, are you selling these? Where will you be?" And anyway, he replied on the morning, or might be in the afternoon, and told me. And as soon as I went and bought one, I went and ran after Jamie because I thought Jamie will want one of these, and dragged him over there so he could get one as well. But that's really cool. It's much more like his G1 gun. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that. It was about £7, which I don't mind paying because, not going to get these for anywhere else, really, are you? Well, not many places anyway. I picked up a random pickup of a classic Pretender Bumblebee. It's in very good condition. The stickers are very good, but I couldn't see the visor properly for the instruction book, and it looked like it was like almost perfect, but there's actually a little bit of a mark on the sticker. So I might get some repro labels for him, just basically so I can do the visor. I'm not going to get a blue pen out like kids did back in the 80s. But he's cool, and I like the little Bumblebee. There's not many Bumblebees I like, so I'll take that one. You did, Dan. Dan did do too many transformations of Octane. That's very kind of him.
He did.
I loved it when he got it back into the play, or I think he got into the playman there. Said, "Brilliant, now turn it back."
I mean, that was the first thing I did at TFNation. Is when I got my haul, I took it straight to my fucking room.
These things shall not be touched by other hands.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, Cybertron Soundwave was again on my list, and I managed to pick one up. Really chuffed. So thank you to RJ because he found this in a box. You know, one of the I'm going to say this now. I know that the new bots are great, and we all like picking up some new bots, but rooting through those boxes of vintage bots is really good fun, because every now and again you find an absolute frigging diamond, and quite often, not always, but quite often, it's for a ridiculously cheap price. I mean, Jamie, in some ways, that Octo Punch, you know, we were just digging through a box, weren't we? A G1 box.
Yeah.
And bang, a complete G1 Octo Punch.
Do you know what
yes,
the best thing was? That we've seen that G1 Octopunch really complete, go into another stall, which I won't name, seen it in a pish condition for almost triple the price.
this is it.
Like they were
And this
asking
is
over
the thing,
300.
man.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's anyway. I got him. He is complete. He has got his instructions and he's got his Cyber Planet key. But the problem with him is you stick his Cyber Planet key in his back to store it, and his chest just permanently pops open. So I put it to the side. And I bought something actually current, hooray! And it's Vector Prime, because it's Vector Prime, and I had to buy Vector Prime. And I have unboxed him, and I do really like him. He's growing on me. He's got a lot to do because I obviously love the original, but he is growing on me. I think it's a really good update of it. And the mold we already know from Jaxus is really strong. And there's the burst at the back of the box. And then this, so
Wow.
I helped out Primetime Toys. I was lucky enough because of that to be able to get in the dealer hall before other people, obviously, because we were in there kind of setting up. And when we were setting up, I chatted with some of the lads from Toy Fu. I think it was Andy was one of them who we all, I think, got a chance to chat to on the Sunday. And hopefully he'll come on our show before the Reading TFN minicon. But we were chatting and I said, I don't suppose you've got a Cybertron Menasor this year, have you? Because they're very hard to pick up, quite rare. And bless him, there was he turned around, he said, he asked this bloke behind him, I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name of the other guy. And the guy said, are you the guy who's been asking about Cybertron Menasor a lot? I was like, yeah, I might have brought it up on every single
On the
Facebook
grapevine.
group, you know, Twitter, literally sending out fucking pigeons with the message on it. And anyway, they knew of my desire for one. And he said to me, I think we've got a boxed, sealed one, but the box is a bit beaten up, but it's sealed. It's never been out of the box. It's all still in there. I'll let you know. And bless his heart, they did. As soon as they found it, they came over to me and I went straight over and I purchased it. And this was a big one for me because it sounds ridiculous. And I know people might look at it and go, oh, it's not a great thing, but it's so hard to find in good condition at all, if at all, and complete. And I got a sealed one. So yay for working at TFN. And then these are birthday bots that I'm just going to chuck in because my wife bought them for me and I love her dearly. So she got me the Universe King Atlas from, 2004. Fantastic reuse of the Skyquake mold from G1, late Euro G1, and just beautifully painted up and just lovely. And no gold plastic syndrome. So it shouldn't fall apart unless I break it. So I did actually take that one to TFN, so there's a link for that one. And then this I've talked about this a lot. I've talked about this on the show. I've bored all the lads with talking about this, but this meant a lot to me. And my wife was able to find a sealed boxed one on eBay that just popped up, and she bought it for me for my birthday. And this, as I've mentioned before, was the Transformers set that really got me back into actually collecting Transformers as an adult. And I gave it to my eldest son when he got into Transformers, and of course he ripped open the box and played with them. So now I have a sealed one that I shall keep sealed for all time until the day that I die, and then it shall be buried with me, as is the custom. Unless, oh God, if they cremate me, oh, that'll be terrible. All the poisonous fumes from plastics. Anyway, but I cannot express in words how happy I was about that. It was just fantastic, and I was so even now looking, I am just so happy. And then this, it wasn't really, I wasn't going to chuck this in, but I'd already put the photo in and I forgot that I put the photo in. So this arrived literally about a day after we got back from TFN. So this is from the Whole Shebang Toys. I missed the first lot of the Transformer Armada Optimus Primes, and I pre-ordered with them the second lot, and they sent it out to me, and it arrived just after TFN. So I'm counting it because I still had TFN in my heart at the time. And of course, it's typical for me. I haven't actually opened it yet, but I will, and then I should play with it. And there is just a couple more things because I have to give shout outs. There is something else obviously coming up because we have mentioned the foreplay. I want to give a shout out to Ben Watson for sending me out a copy of the Refined Robot Company's fanzine, which he gives out for free at TFN. You can get these from him if you look for Ben Watson Wasp Shot. It's Wasp Shot something. on Twitter. I'll put it in the chat or the group somewhere if you want to get one. Really nice, really cool. It's like little write-ups of hold it near the camera. It's write-ups of in like the more than meets the eye style of different toys done by different people from our Transformers community, including Excelia and XLR, who did one on Scattershot. And it's really nice, and I was genuinely chuffed to get that and to get a chance to talk to Ben. He was a lovely, lovely lad. And the most important TFN pickup of all was, of course, from Kapow, and that was my new Newcastle United away shirt. So it's amazing. You don't think they'll be selling this kind of thing there, but
you just don't.
Just stunning, just lovely.
And I hear that was on cheap on Sunday. They were selling them for a tenner.
They were probably giving them away free. Like if you spent 20 quid, you just get one. So that's the Mike Ashley way, but he's not with us anymore. But yeah, that's the other. You know that thing where you come away from TFN, you're like, I'm not spending any more money, and then you spend all the money in a week.
I'm done. He says.
Yeah, I did say that. I'm done. I'm not spending any more money, but so did you, Pete.
Yeah, great.
Talking of Pete. Before we go on to Pete, just again another massive thank you, because I got the T-shirt as well, and the lovely note, and I know Jamie did. Mine stinks and it's in the wash. It's only got back 2 days ago, so everything's been washed.
In case I didn't say, sorry, Paul. In case I didn't say, thank you to everyone who gifted us things, who gave us things. You did not have to. It was so kind, and yeah, it just reminds us what a lovely group of people you all are.
Definitely,
but also us, because we're awesome too.
Yeah.
We're great.
I'd like to start mine off by saying thank you for nobody giving me any Cheetos of any size.
I know.
Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. I demand.
I just kept forgetting.
And that's okay.
I didn't spend enough money at In-Demand Toys, but I expected lots of other people to. Come on.
I spent enough money to get 2 cores.
God damn it, what happened?
So prior to TFN, I had given myself a self-imposed purchase embargo that I completely failed to stick to. So in the last couple of days before we went to TFN, I got 2 turtle wallets. Because I think I'm going to have one. I'm going to have one in turtle mode and change them around, and one in van mode. I think, until I really like them and get the other 2.
Yeah.
So they turned up on the Wednesday. I got Death's Head, like pretty much the rest of the fandom, but haven't opened him yet. Because we've obviously had lots of others going on. And I also got animated Soundwave and animated Black Arachnia. So this is not the Beast Wars Black Arachnia, this is the animated Black Arachnia. So this is not a Beast Wars figure, it is an animated figure, because it is from the animated line. Okay, just so we're all clear, everyone starts getting smart in the
It's
chat.
an animated Beast Wars figure. Got you.
But it's inanimated. It wasn't the Beast Wars.
Beast Wars figure. Yeah, I understood that.
It all counts. It all counts. And then we moved on to the big dance. So I went to TFN without a shopping list.
Because I didn't ejaculate. Yes.
I wanted to see. What was there and just go with the flow, and I was glad because I was slightly jaded on.
You were hungover like a fucker. Let's be honest.
You
went
like a zombie.
Yes, it does, Bill. Yeah, I don't feel that I was attacking it as fresh as I could have been, so I'm glad I didn't have a shopping list. However, I did get a decent haul, so bear with me as we go through. So Grace saw the chance and jumped on me as soon as I went in the door, knowing that I really couldn't string a sentence together. So I ended up coming back with 2 rubber ducks, like one was, I don't think I've ever owned a rubber duck.
Do you know the best bit? The best bit was Emma holding you by the hand and going, "This way to the toys, Peter. This way to the
toys." So 2 rubber ducks, obviously supporting TFN, which is the name of the game. I got a Hallmark Christmas decoration of G1 Starscream. So I got the Grimlock, but they're only a US release. So when I saw the Starscream version, my plan to slowly take over Christmas and make it a Transformer Christmas in the Willis household is coming to fruition. So I was really glad to get that. I haven't took them out of the box yet because we're only in August, and Christmas is until December. So we got that, and then we got, I think the collector's term is a shit ton. So I got a shit ton of animated stuff that I'll rattle through quite quick. Blur, who is an amazing toy, so poseable, so light but not being flimsy, really poseable, really nice transformation, really quite a good fiddle bot. I got
Did he come with his weapon, his little
He did.
shield thing as well? Lovely jubbly.
He did.
There it is.
I got Starscream and Skywalk Seekers. Love the mold. The thing about the animated stuff, and I was talking about this with somebody else, the face molds, they're like they've just come off the screen, or any of the media and stuff. They did such a good job with the toy, and I wasn't collecting back when animated was on screens and they were in shops and stuff, but I'm pretty gutted that I missed it the first time around because they're such a good toy line. But anyway, I'm making up for it now. Samurai Prowl. I was going to get the normal Prowl as well, but it was a choice. It was a toss-up between the Samurai and the regular one, so I got the Samurai because who doesn't love a Samurai? He's in great condition. Again, all of these were in great condition. There were a mixture between getting some from Toy Foo and some from Lister Vintage Toy. This was from This was from Toy Foo. Apparently, by all accounts, this is quite hard to come by.
It is.
The shadow colours. The shadow colours. Yeah. I need to check the battery and see if the electronics work, but I'm not overly fussed. It needs a bit of a dust, but I'm really quite taken with the colours. And it was a very reasonable price.
That straight away.
It's the first job on the weekend, mate. Once all the washing's done.
And the food cooked.
The Target exclusive of Sunstorm and the Activator Ratchet.
Wow.
I don't know what to do about this. I don't know whether to open it up or to keep it in the box. I really, really don't know. Because the box is in, I'd say, the good side of okay condition. I just don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But that was really good. That was the first time I've seen it in the wild. So I was quite glad to get that. My last Toy Foo purchase was, and now it's not sealed in box, but they kept the box. This was a Japanese exclusive. They'd ran a lottery. The name of the store, somebody in the chat will know, but the name of the store ran a lottery, and this was one of the prizes for it. So this is quite, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it wasn't a well released toy, but I saw it on, so it'd been on the shelves at the back of Toy Foo's vast collection of stuff, and they'd moved it to Sunday morning. So when I did one of the numerous drive-bys on Sunday morning, they'd moved it. So I jumped straight on that. that I probably will get out of the box because he's loose. He's loose in there at the minute. And then I'm saving the special one for full play. Animated Streak. Everyone knows I'm a bit of a toon guy for my Masterpiece stuff. So when this was at Kapow, I snapped it up straight away. I was going to get the Prowl, but I thought I'd read something that they were re-releasing a couple of the Masterpiece Plus versions towards the end of the year. So I thought I'll hang around for Prowl, but they didn't mention that they were re-releasing Streak. And the big boy that I'm going to leave till the end to open, once I've opened everything up, is the Takara Terracon set.
Awesome set.
Nice.
I'm really quite looking forward to that. I was looking for the Unique Warriors Computron. Somebody did have it loose but complete, but it was a ridiculous price. So I wanted a box version for that price, and I couldn't see it. So I will continue to wait and look and wait and look. And that was it. Oh no! No, two more. Sorry. Two more. I finally got a USB running Matrix. We all know that I've been worthy for a long time, but I haven't been given it. And there was a couple that had done some 3D printing, and they had a couple of matrices, and there was a multicolored one and a blue one. And they had one blue one left, and it's literally run by USB. And you can change the settings, and it flashes and shimmers, and it's pretty cool. And it was quite cheap. It was quite cheap. So that will go pride of place on my shelf when I finally make some space. And Animated Lockdown. How could I forget about Animated Lockdown? And that definitely is it. All
Beautiful.
Completed. Stop making me big. Done.
He's gone. He's gone.
I don't want to do it anymore.
I would have stuck like this.
I don't want to spotlight.
Just a quick mention, Transformers the Show did run a competition, and we had a very lucky winner who I think it was his first time at TFNation. He won a superb haul. So thank you to all involved, Transformers the Show, Storm Toy Photography, Kapow Toys, who was superb and donated some toys, which enabled us to give us some runner-up prizes for some lucky few, which was amazing. Also, a toy donated by the man of many monikers, because he's an arse, Graham. You know, but seriously, Graham, that was brilliant. Donating something to that, because it made it special, because it was the 40th Transformer thing, you know, and I wanted to give a good gift away, and thank you so much to Kapow Toys. And Kapow Toys have donated a Studio Series Eraser signed by Michelle Yeoh, I think. You know, so that's going to be a prize, but she's going to be run for the YouTube subscribers. I know they're the YouTube subscribers, as a way of saying thank you to you guys who made Transformers the show good, fun to be part of, and TFNation amazing. The amount of positive comments which Andy and Peter got, I didn't get any, but maybe you don't like
you lying.
Yeah, lying. But it was really superb. And for me personally, this little diaclone, you know, from someone from the show, Mark, you know who you are, I won't say your full name. But yes, so that was brilliant as well. But then again, you know, it was a wonderful, wonderful event.
Well, look how happy the winner was there. Wearing sunglasses inside as well. Just awesome.
Yeah. Just morted to a big smiley.
No paps.
I love the fact he's gone. We should all just get up, walk off. When he comes back. He's like, what's happened?
Because we are professionals in this show.
Of course, we wouldn't do that. No.
Let's go on to our foreplay.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
Right, so Transformers the show, we're doing basically what was our favourite pickup. So it was a bit disheartening to see that Andy hadn't picked the medallions, but so I look forward with a keen interest to see what did win.
Is this where like Pete's up there going, didn't put the fucking t-shirt on then either, did you?
But,
unbelievable. I can't win.
I'll start off with
good idea, Jamie. You make yourself big.
Oh, so yeah. So this is what I picked up, and I picked it up from God of Us, my boys, Max and me love toys, and fuck, my voice has got.
Do you want a minute? Do you need a drink?
I need to drink some Iron Brew.
Have some Iron Brew. We're not sponsored yet.
Iron Brew Extra. for the lad who likes to have fun and collect Transformer toys.
I'll tell you what, if they're watching, you've just nailed that. We are in. We are so in.
So I picked this up, and I have no idea what it's called because I don't speak Japanese, but I do know that basically it had the Micromaster hot rod, and this has been on my I mean, it's hard. This is my Madonna moment, you know. I'm down on my knees, take me there. This was superb. And,
Don't make me get on a chair.
And it's obviously the best pickup out of all of TFNation for all people who have went since eternity. On there because it just was superb.
Do you have photos of this, Jamie?
Well, I've not
had a chance yet. I was
speaking to Liam, and he was going, "Oh, it's really big, and you're going to enjoy opening it." And we were discussing. I'm not sure. I'm obviously going to open it at some point, but I'm going to really be taking my time because this is a true grail. I don't like saying grails. I'm not the type of, oh, this is what. Because with me, it always sounds kind of false. Because every year someone seems to have a new grail, and I always go, interesting. It wasn't a grail last year. You know, it's like, and I think sometimes it's a word that's overused, and I don't like to say what my grails are because sometimes people will try to offer you a reasonable price, you know, a nice fair price, but sometimes you're thinking, I don't really want to be spending money this day. I want to come across these grails out in the wild and have a great, fantastic price, and that was a superb price, and thank you to James from Max and Me Love Toys. Because he actually even knocked some money off as well, which he didn't need to, but I'm not going to say. But yeah, he did, and it was brilliant. But this to me was brilliant. I mean, Andy knew straight away because I'd always been talking about this. This is something I've always wanted, you know. And when I saw that on a Sunday afternoon, and I couldn't understand why it was still there, why no one else had picked it up. You know, so I just sort of like moved as fast as I could and just grabbed the box, you know. Had to knock a couple of young kids out the way and some old person, but that was okay. You expect these things, you know, losses and events like that. But I got it, and I was just like, even when I was trying to pay for it, my hands were shaking. You know, normally my hands shake anytime I pass money over, but they were really shaking this time. and it was just, I was just so delighted, and I didn't care about the price. I didn't care what Mainline might have thought and stuff, because I was happy, and I had a huge smile on my face. I couldn't hide it. I was trying to scowl and moan and think about stuff that upset me, but you know, like Alexis, you know, stuff like that. But no, but no, it was just like it was just brilliant, and it was
in the last half an hour as well of the show.
Yeah,
because
it was the last half hour.
We went to get the squeeze blade gun, and it wasn't that far apart. I just remember the look on your face because you had a look of disbelief. You were holding it and you'd bought it, but you couldn't believe it.
I mean,
nice.
James, the guy that stole James, which is a fantastic name, by the way. I mean, he certainly got the luck of the names. He went at this. Oh, sorry, I don't have a bag, and I was like, I don't care. I want to show this off. You know, this is my World Cup moment. You know, I just want to walk around with this, and yeah. And I remember you saw me, and you were quite happy to talk about the squeeze plate gun, and I was thinking, look what I've got, you know, and stuff like that. But yes, it was a truly awesome moment, and I think it's weird because last year was a Pretend to Starscream. This year was this, so I mean that's just like, I didn't expect that, you know. But as soon as I saw it, I just knew it was an essential buy. I wasn't going to think about it, and God pity the fool who might have tried to put hands on this at the same time I did. But yeah, I was really delighted to have.
You should always have one like proper TFN bot, not just one you've bought there, but like one that's special to you. So you're very lucky. You've had last year with this Pretender Starscream, and then this year with that. Fantastic.
And it was weird because I wasn't even in the shop. I could just see it. It was almost like, you know, I've got superpowers and my eyes just went zoom, zoom, zoom. And I could, because I was like on the other side, I was next to Rohan.
Are you just talking up your eyesight again?
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
When you have 40 visions.
I know. And I just moved like lightning, knocking Rohan out of the way in his reasonable deals. You know, but yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Oh, sorry, I had to nip off. Are we on foreplay now?
Yeah, sorry, we came
No,
back.
it's fine.
Pure Pete was stuck on the main screen for a short while because we
Was he?
didn't realise he'd
Oh.
gone. But we got him
Stuck in
out.
the
He's
box.
fine now. He stopped crying.
Oh, well, I don't mind going next then. So probably my favourite pickup probably was the Sandstorm, just because what it meant, just as someone like not only watching the show and listening to the show, but hearing what you say and the words you say and thinking, oh, do you know what? I'll bring that for that person, hand it over, give it to him. So yeah, that was my bot, and just also it's a fucking awesome Transformer as well. So that helps out as well. Who's not gone yet? Andy, Pete.
Pete, you can go this time. I'll go last.
Sight beyond sight.
So my special TFN purchase was not one that I made because I had decided that I'd spent enough over the course of the weekend and everything, and I wasn't going to get this because I had spent enough. And in true fashion, Emma can't be trusted. So she went off on a merry way, fighting the hordes in the dealer room, and she bought me a G1 Galvatron.
Oh wow!
That I had been looking at, and it was reasonably priced. There was, it was in good condition, but I'd spent enough. So there was me exercising a little bit of self-control and decorum for the first time all weekend and the week before in terms of purchases. And then because I'd been banging on about it, she went and bought it for me. And this will be my TFN bot because it was a lovely present that didn't need to be bought. So thank you very much.
Wow, she's a good one.
Aye.
And it must be said, she also did a lot of work helping out with the t-shirts. Not just for us, but like everybody who received the t-shirt at Transformers the Show one. A massive part of that was because of the work Emma put in her own time. So thank you, Emma. I think you'll be watching, so thank you. Shouldn't have bought it for him, though. He didn't deserve it.
That's true. You're right. I didn't.
Mainline actually bought a bag as well. She bought Transformers the Show bag.
That's really
did she? I don't think I saw
a tote bag, and we used to do trousers, don't we? Trousers, tote bag, t-shirt.
I love the way we spend hundreds of pounds, and then it's like Mainline bought a bag. that's what I like. Thrifty. Claire bought cocktails. That was about as far as she got. Anyway, bless her.
Right, Andy, how did you get on?
Shit, yeah, I haven't done that. Right, sorry. Let me just share. I took a photo. So mine is very much like you, Paul, because I saw Mark. Now, Mark is somebody we've known who's a fan of the show. He's in the chat tonight, and he's such a nice lad. And he's had, his own issues going on in his own life, which we wish him well with. And he came up to me. I saw him on, I want to say it was the Friday. Bumped into him, and he said, "I've got something for you. I've got something for you." And he said, "I know you were talking about it, and I found it in a cupboard. I thought Andy will like this. I'll bring it for you." And it was this. So this is the Transformers Universe Ramjet, which again was on when we did the episode where we talked about like bots we'd be looking for. This was one of the ones I was talking about, and it was just ridiculously kind of him to give me this, and massively appreciate it. For those who don't know, Mark was the guy who a couple of years ago also gave me the bludgeon as well. Just such a lovely guy, and he's the same guy who gave Paul the Sandstorm. But I massively appreciate this because it aids from Mark. As I said, I know he's not been having the easiest time. B, because he like Paul said, he listens to the show, he listens to what we say, and he thought, I know what, this will cheer up somebody else. So it's that selflessness that he showed of wanting to share it. But also, I mean, this is such a hard and rare bot to find. I actually was messaging with Nick from Toy Fu in the run-up to TFN, just saying, I don't suppose you've got any of these. And he basically told me they hadn't seen one in 2 years. So, and that's Toy Fu, for God's sake. So, yeah, a complete shock. Massively appreciated. It's in fantastic condition. So I do have a photo of it in robot mode as well. There he is. Yeah, massively appreciated. Just
awesome.
Just a real shock. Like really nice, and luckily, and we got to spend a bit of time with Mark. kind of in and around the con. Had a really nice long chat with him actually in the dealer hall next to Rohan's. Oh, and a shout out to Rohan. Sorry, can't believe I didn't even think of that. On the Sunday, I was because it was a bit quieter. I helped out Rohan. I say helped out. I basically stood near him and chatted with him, but it was helping out with his stall, and it was really nice as well. Rohan, obviously, you all know Rohan's a top guy, but just spending a bit of time with him. And yeah, so Mark, I know you're watching. Thank you so much. It was genuinely just such a surprise and such a nice thing to do. And as I said to you, because I know you said to me, Mark, that you'd had the best TFN and just the best time. And I said, and this is the great thing, we will do it all again next year. So we will see you next year. We'll do it all again, and it'll be even better because that's the way it should be.
Wednesday crew.
Wednesday crew. We're basically arriving the month before. June crew. If I could afford it, maybe. But yes. So again, yeah. So it just I've just realised it's a terrible photo when it's blown up. You can see absolutely nothing of the detail on his face. Brilliant. But it was just really nice.
Sometimes that's the thing, isn't it? You're just so excited to take the photo, aren't you? You just because you can see the detail, and you forget sometimes that the camera might not pick it up, and it's just a lovely looking figure.
I think you said as well, JB, that sometimes when you take the photo from Messenger onto your computer, the resolution gets lost a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So I've said this before. It looks really good on my phone, and then I look at it on the computer. I go, "Why is it all blurry?" And it's not just my eyes, because I always make sure to have the glasses on when I'm messing around with photos and stuff. But yes, fantastic. But it is so crisp and white as well. You expect some yellow. Just so happy. On all these bots, my wife is furious with me. Well, she's not furious, but she's not happy because we have a dining room table. This is basically, you can see part of our dining room table there. Literally 1/3 of that dining room table is covered in bots, most of them from TFN, and they are not going away yet. So there you go.
I mean, it's a wonderful gift, but not this, is it? Oh.
Jamie goes straight into competitive mode.
What do you mean competitive mode? Sorry, that would mean it was a competition. This is a win. This is a win. The slaughter commenced.
Thank you, Mark.
Right. We get into some discussion time then.
Let's do a chat.
Let's do a chat.
We now return to the Transformers.
Yes.
Right,
yes,
cool.
Yes.
Jamie's super excited to relive last weekend. So, well, it's the discussion time. So we got there last Thursday. So, chaps, I'll get some photos whilst you have a little chat about how you got there, who got there Thursday. Now, all of us were Thursday crew. Ian Arrowfire was Friday crew. You can go there and see his channel. He's quite proud of it for some reason. But we were original.
Well, the lower classes have like to enjoy this stuff, don't they, as well? So, yeah.
True.
Really pleased about missing out.
Yeah. So, what was Thursday crew then?
Thursday crew was an epic journey of self-discovery into the joys of the medium of Transformers. It was truly great. It was, I think the best thing was actually getting to see, like, obviously Peter, Andy, and Paul, and Alexis hadn't shown up yet, but obviously seeing Alexis later. But the best thing was seeing you three guys again and face to face, and that was awesome. And Paul and his witty dry humor and his flask of joy and dreams, which you forgot about on Saturday, even though everyone warned
too soon,
him.
Jamie.
Like,
too soon.
Too soon.
The wounds are still there.
Bristol took it off me.
Did he?
And lost it. He was like,
Hi,
"Oh, you're too drunk to look after this." Oh
no,
lost it, Bristol. But yeah. But Thursday was good fun. Primetime Toys Morph had arranged a nice meal, which is often good to sort of like get people around. But I think we need to find a place which are more circular sort of table, or do a rotation game where we rotate. It might annoy the fuck out the staff, but it shouldn't matter because it took them 2 hours to set up.
A dating game.
Yeah.
And there's Chris McFeely down there. Sorry, no, Andy Gold. There he is. There's Andy Gold there on the bottom right. Lovely.
And there's Dan and stuff like that. Dan the Transformer. But yeah. But Thursday was good, and also she started to meet a lot of other people, and I had a wish. A wish, and I've been training for this, as Peter knows. I've been on the ski machine and stuff like that, and like even doing 90 minutes in that fucker, and And the idea was to do standing, because the trouble is when you're seated, you close yourself off from everyone around you. So I wanted to be standing, and because of my leg,
You know, I like.
Sorry, I was trying to clear some room for the pictures. Apologies.
I honestly, I wanted to do something different, and I was standing around a lot, and I aced that. I enjoyed that. I got to speak to so many people, and sometimes people catch when you're off to the bar to get drink, which is really important, or to the toilet. But this time I was like, oh, sorry, I'm going to the toilet again.
Oh, your sounds
Jamie,
just
I'll be right
breaking
back.
up. Yeah, Jamie, you're breaking up a bit.
Oh,
I think it's because I pressed that thing. Try and try now.
Sometimes,
There you
can
go.
you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
perfect,
Sometimes
crystal clear.
when you're going to the toilet or the bar, people will stop you to say hello because you're on movement, and you're like, oh, sorry, I can't stop this now. But I came back and found them straight away, and that's what I was determined to do different this year, was the people who kind of stopped you for that second, was to come back and have a proper chat with them. So I was really pleased with that, because I spoke to Mark a couple of times like that, because I think Mark was trying to get my attention. I was like, sorry, Mark, must get drink. And they got my drink, but came back, and I kind of, and everyone was in really good spirits who really understood that as well, which I think is quite cool. And that's, and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday all started to chain together. But that
Let's
Thursday
stay
and
with Thursday. What did you think of the
cool.
meal? So where do we go?
We
Went to
went
Miller and
to
Carter's,
Carter.
didn't we?
I swear to God, I think those staff were getting grown in tubes or something like that, because they just seemed to like take forever to do anything.
They did. It was really slow. Like, it's
Yeah.
fine. They were busy. But
I
oh
mean-
my God.
You guys
I mean-
were gone for a long time. To be
That's
fair.
for a
Yeah.
hamburger, but I didn't
Eight
expect
hours.
it to be freshly fucking killed, or in their case, brought from a young calf, wait till it matured enough, then killed it. You know, jeez.
And while you
It
were
was
gone,
meant-
I was obviously sat entertaining Alexis, so that's probably why I was twitching.
Oh,
When you came
boo-hoo. You were there for 2 hours waiting for food.
Now, how long did we all stay up on the first night? Did anyone go
Oh well, we
crazy?
said we were going to be sensible, Paul, and you know we are men of our word.
I think
I can't remember what time it was.
This would have been around between 2 a.m. I think, maybe 1 a.m. maybe
You mean
3
when they
a.m.
the bar and started to turn some of the lights off to get us all to go to
Yeah,
bed?
you can see there right in the middle. That's the thermos of destiny, which
I thought you meant
I had
Jermaine.
my red wine.
I thought you were talking about the
Jermaine-
legend that is
Jermaine
Jermaine, but no,
is-
that's
Jermaine's
the
a thermos
thermos.
of
I
destiny as well.
swear Jermaine has the same conversation with every group of people, so it sounds really articulated and fresh and informative, but it's just the same. He just goes to each table with the same conversation. But at that point, Paul was giving ear hugs to people. Good, that's good. Hug you. And I thought that's quite cool, unique. I like that. But yeah, I mean, I was thinking we're not going to see Paul in the next morning, and I was right. No, you didn't.
So
Did we see Paul on any morning?
Is that when you dyed
Yeah,
your beard,
Sunday.
Paul?
Sunday morning.
no, this was that was 2 days later. So that was Saturday. I dyed my beard probably about 4 a.m. Thursday night. Got the inkling for a bit of beard dye. Just done it, mate. That's what TFN's about.
Dyeing
It's a
your beard,
chrysalis.
that's it.
It's like coming out as a beautiful butterfly the next day, and that's what I done. And I flaps those wings.
You flapped your flaps.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Flap chat.
Thursday was excellent, though. And everybody got to bed at a thoroughly sensible hour, and nobody went too hard or drank too much. So I think we should all move on.
Yeah.
I think Friday was the
There was
most.
certainly no
moderate
singing
night.
going on Thursday night, was there? So that's
None.
the important thing. No out of tune singing.
Friday night. How did Friday? Well, oh, there was a day thing as well, wasn't there? It wasn't just getting drunk at night time. So
no, there was stuff.
Friday, well, we had
Panels.
a convention to go to and panels. Did anyone get to any on Friday?
No.
No,
So
I'm
Friday
not gonna
night-
lie, I didn't
No.
make it to any. There was reasons.
I bought a
I think,
ticket.
but yeah. Yeah, you had a ticket. Yeah, I was helping. I helped set up with primetime talks. That actually took probably quite a bit longer than I thought it would do. But then you see the other stall holders setting up, like Toy Foo. For those who were there and saw the size of Toy Foo, they were still setting up well into the kind of like early evening. It's just mental, like how long it takes. And I spoke to In Demand, and they were saying basically they were trying to figure out how they were going to fit all their stock into what to them seemed like a smaller space just because they changed the layout. But people managed to find a way. They do. There we go. There's some of the primetime
I
toys.
can see
boys.
people from my
I
windows.
was
I was filming Greg.
There's Greg, and there's Luke.
Greg to get angry with Lucan or something, but he didn't.
That's Luke.
Whispering,
His t-shirts. Bless him.
whispering, do you need a hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay.
You're right there, are you? Oh, good.
Jamie and I represented the Transformers The Show Gun Club on Friday morning. We went to the hottest gym in the UK to try and do a workout post Thursday crew beers. I don't know. Broham ready for battle.
I don't know where you were going with that.
Yeah, good. So we did that Friday morning, and then I think we had lunch because we're not animals.
Oh, I mean, the gym thing was an epic session, though. I mean, people were crying. Eventually Alexis left, and we were happy. But seriously, it was funny because you had Alexis and this very well built individual, and to watch them both clash with I don't know what's the right word to use for knowledge, which isn't really there. but that was hilarity as well. So bringing out the book and going over certain exercises,
But the book was wrong, Jamie, wasn't it? The book was wrong because obviously,
Alexis was trying to kill you. Like we're doing every time somebody doing reps, and every time somebody got to number 8 or even 10, Alexis would go 4 more. As if you just started, and you're like, no, I'm at. So that was fun.
You gym bunnies.
Seriously, the Dios Hall was no joke. You've got to be ready to rumble. We'll
I tell you what,
moves.
I remember at one point looking just kind of around the corner at In-Demand Toys and the scrum. I mean, it was an absolute crush. It was ridiculous. Everybody trying to get in there because I guess people had heard about some of the toys that they particularly brought along, like the Swoops and the Springers and stuff. I'll put it this way: I wouldn't have wanted to have been in the middle of that. That was.
I think RJ was slowing people down by trying to have conversations with them.
Is that why they were all stuck outside? Because
RJ's going hug. I know, and I'm in there buying my stuff. But Friday was it was just good, and it was good to see the Transformers The Show lads, and to see the other people like in a gym group as well who got to know through Transformers The Show, and it was starting to feel much more natural. Conversations much more natural, because sometimes when you start to get to know each other at these events, sometimes it's a bit forced and that. And I just enjoyed being there. I think at Friday I was starting to be brain dead, so I didn't have any conversations and skills whatsoever. But I was just happy to be in that environment, and I was really enjoying it. And I think that speaks volumes, because I really had a really good time on the Friday.
If the Friday was the builder, wasn't it? So Friday was the taster, and Saturday was the day where I think that was Dan was there. So I think that was a Friday. Dan the man, Mr. RJ, the beautiful man himself. We had Charlie in Ian. This was the Friday. Yep, that was Friday, because that was the T-shirt of choice, the beautiful one that you got us. Mr. Rohan was there as well.
Did you spill something on yours?
Not that T-shirt.
It's the other one. Right. I remember you spilling on one T-shirt.
On the Saturday night, I think it was. Yeah,
it
was
that
Saturday
when
night.
it happened? There's Rohan, look at him out of his corner.
Lily, Malashade is Malashade, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think probably.
Who's taller?
Well, it's easy to see there. Bisto was there.
Who lost your bottle of wine? Who lost your wine?
I'm sure there was a bit where I asked him a question. He just went, "I don't know, I'm drunk." They kind of suddenly go on, Bisto, son.
And then we moved to Saturday, and Saturday was amazing. And it was a lot about the T-shirts, which Emma, which was all the way over to the left, and there's some of the wives and girlfriends of the show sporting the Transformers T-shirt, which was kind of the in thing, even if we do say it ourselves, for the Saturday night. And that picture, and the picture that Alexa's got, which I haven't got on me, but you can go to Facebook, Transformers The Show, and have a look. It was just insane, wasn't it, to think of what started sort of 3 or 4 years ago, and there's loads of people wearing T-shirts of Transformers The Show. Is mental. which made Saturday feel so special. A lot of it came from UP and Emma sorting that out, getting those t-shirts. It was a really boisterous night in terms of there was lots of singing, so apologize if we were loud, but there was no drama, there was no fights, not there ever is. But it was just a really smooth, lovely night with that many people interacting and chatting and having a laugh and just genuine, and people coming in and out of the group, and we were flowing into other groups and sucking them into us and absorbing them into our firm as such. It was just brilliant. I think Saturday night was probably one of my best TFN nights of the year. But before we go into that, what about the day?
Yeah, because you weren't there for the day or the morning.
Down 2 days.
Why you're sort of focused mostly on the night.
I don't have any pictures of the day.
Well, in the morning,
I wasn't there for half of it because probably at least half of it. I was obviously helping with the Primetime Toys lads in the trader hall, so I missed. You guys probably have more stories about the kind of what was going on in the bar area
in the morning.
Although I haven't heard any, so obviously
I went for breakfast, and it was quite crowded actually. Breakfast, they'd opened up the 2 rooms, and that was about 7:30. So obviously a lot of people getting ready for the dealer's room, and obviously for the big opening ceremony. And I think me and Mainline were looking around, and because the staff don't take you to a table anymore, it was a bit harder to know which tables were empty. And you saw this one table with like all the food was eaten on the plate, but it was like a half glass, but there was no one there. So I said, like, Mainline, you just sit there, and if someone shows up, we'll move to somebody else. Just apologize, because that's just what normal people do. And but anyway, lucky enough, it was a Scottish person. So yeah, because Scottish people are well known internationally as very nice, amicable people. So it was a Scottish guy, and I think his name was Norrie, and he was an artist, and he didn't have a dealer thing up, but he was thinking about doing it in the year later. So we came back and we just had a nice, really good conversation, having sort of breakfast and stuff. So that was quite cool. Then I went to sort of queue up, and the rest is history. I've already talked about how we moved in and stuff like that, like a horde of vultures.
I remember seeing you as I was walking backwards and forwards in and out of the dealer room.
Yeah,
you guys were all queuing very orderly. It was really nice to see.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just a great day, and I think the funny thing is you got there for mostly like I think 45 minutes or an hour, 45 minutes maybe, before the rest of the people got in who didn't get this sort of like special tickets, like people like Peter who were really hungover, and but you can see everyone's got a countdown. Everyone's got a countdown because because it was really going to get really busy then. So but before they came in, that horde of orcs or whatever, we got to leisurely go around and choose stuff, and that was enjoyable and cool. And I think
the rings when the orc armies come charging.
Yeah,
the queue went literally all the way back into the bar area.
I joined the queue in the bar.
Absolutely.
In the bar.
But they were very well behaved, and people had to move out of my way as I carried boxes of stock. They were very kind.
I mean, the TFNation staff was superb, and the dealers were superb, and everyone you spoke to, I did not feel rushed when talking to them, even though they were incredibly busy, even though they were incredibly tired. And I've got to say hats off to those people, because I couldn't do that. That's just true professionalism. And, even when me and Alexis left the dealer's room, I think with Andy, who was walking ahead, because I think he could sense the danger. He could sense that Peter was about with his hangover. And I was walking past, I could see Peter, and he looked as though he was dead. And I was thinking, like, don't engage Alexis, Alexis engaged. and I decided to act like a block in the hallway so no one else could get past as well, and talking to Peter, who was queuing up. But yeah, that it just meant the whole day was just good, because you're going into the bar, you're relaxing, people were going to panels, there was a constant rotation of people, migration of people, everyone just seemed to be having a good time under a wonderful atmosphere. As I said before, anyone I spoke to or talked gave me the time, and were very polite, and and I thank you for that, because you made it a wonderful event.
Yeah, it's Skywalk was saying he's seen pro conventions which aren't run as well, large conventions in the NEC and stuff. Yeah, it's so well run. I think it's just because they really give a shit, don't they? And they really care about their
Yeah.
convention. They're really proud of it, and they want it to be a brilliant night for everyone.
The staff, were
Cool.
excellent. Well, I say staff, the crew, the TFN crew were fantastic, and it was nice to see. There was definitely a community feel to it. You know, if they asked people to do things, then people listened and they did it. You wouldn't get a queue that size of people having to wait to get into a room that would be that patient, I don't think, in too many places. But everybody listened to the instructions, and I think it went pretty smoothly. It was busy, but I don't think it was nightmarishly busy at any point.
Which was funny because then it was the biggest it's ever been, and I think the way they designed the hall was superb. I think the new hall light just made everything flow so well.
Yeah, I think that was the point of the redesign, wasn't it, of the tables and everything. The point of it was so that people could get through. Sorry, Pete, go on.
I was going to say, before you both cut across me, what was it like from your perspective being a trader for the day?
Right.
The Saturday.
So I was in there from about just before 9 o'clock, I think, because there was no rush to get in because we were all set up and stuff. When I got there, the Primetime Toys lads were already in there, just making little tweaks and changes and stuff, as were a lot of the others. And then you could see TFN crew member. Basically, if you want to know what's happening in there, the TFN crew that are able to, but that aren't working at that point, they're able to go and just have a wander around themselves and maybe get their purchases so they don't miss out on getting bots as well, because we have to remember they're fans as well and they're working all day for us. So, you know, they were grabbing their bits and pieces where they could. There was some of the actual traders going between each other and having a look around and picking stuff up. It was just it's just really nice and chilled, because you've also got obviously the guests just wandering around, and you know, it was a nice chance just to have a chat with a few people. It's like the calm before the storm. I just remember standing behind the tables with the other Primetime Toys lads, and I was really excited about it, probably more than they were, because I'd not been through this experience other than the Minicon. This is like the big one, and we were like, right, they're going to be coming in, come on. And I was you know, when you see a boxer before they come down to the ring, I was bouncing around, and me and Paddy were having a bit of banter, and poor Simon was looking at me like I was mental. But it was just excitement. You get that anticipation, and this is kind of why I wanted to be part of it. It was fun. It was just fun to kind of be a part of it. And even like the actual working part, because it is working, you know, you're up on your feet and you don't feel it at the time, but later in the day, you know, those guys are in there all day long. You must be
making money.
Well, making thousands of pounds, yes, but and this is the other thing, from what I know of what went on, particularly on the Saturday, but even on Sunday, obviously they had more people than ever, but also every trader that I kind of had any conversation with said that things were going really well and that they were really, really pleased. So that's good, because
that means
people are buying things. And
but no, it's also down to the attitudes. Every trader I spoke to, they were superb, so polite, and
they should be. And you should expect that at TFN, because these are the people you're selling to, your people. So you should.
But you're going to get tired and getting asked the same question 100 times. But they just and even the guests were like that. You know, the people from the panels and the guests.
Oh yeah,
and I've been to other conventions where they don't have that. Where I think Transformers the show, not Transformers the show, TFNation
name changed it.
We had the most on the t-shirts. But the TFNation almost caters this environment and nurtures this environment where just be easy going as possible. Not overly nice, but be easy going. And that's a very difficult trick to pull off. And every event I've been to, they've managed to do that. And that just shows you the quality of people they have working on them. And that's why I don't volunteer, because I would be waiting to bring that down, crashing.
Some bits we really struggled with, though, weren't there? There's confusing bits where we had Andy, who looked far too much like Chris McFreedy and kept getting mistaken for him.
Not me.
You had me and the image on the thing. I think the most confusing one was you've got Pete on the right there, Steve on the left.
Which side's Pete? Pete's on the right, yeah?
He's the right.
Wait, what?
Is Pete the right?
You should have seen where they were sticking those fingers later.
Yeah, Andy Gold's
in the background there, having a great conversation with Dan.
Very reluctant to talk about any basics.
Strange that, wasn't it? Couldn't like to give away secrets.
No.
Great
It was
house
fun. That's the
design,
other thing as well. We've got to not like gloss over that. It was fun. And it was, you could see groups of people who obviously knew each other, but also people who had come and maybe didn't know people and were getting to know new friends and stuff. Just that's what TFN is. Such a nice atmosphere. Just such. It's really hard to describe.
I met so many people that I've never spoken to before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got to meet people new. It was more like got to meet people to catch up on the year before who I never got to really speak to properly.
That's because you're a veteran, Jamie. Now you know, and you're Mr. Twitter, so you have all these connections now. Whereas for those of us who aren't as well connected in the Transformers world, it was new and exciting for some of us.
Everyone uses different monikers. Look at fucking Graham. It's 100 different monikers.
I love that with Graham. Every single social media platform there is, he has a different name. I've probably been talking to him and not realised half the time.
What was the guy we were speaking to on Saturday night? Him and his wife. There was Stephen with his son. I saw that.
Stephen Ryan.
Matt.
Yeah.
His surname
Matt Dixon.
Matt Davis.
Matt Davis. Sorry, Matt Davis. Yeah.
Matt. Oh, he was so overjoyed, wasn't he? Just what a lovely life.
His cosplay is absolutely fucking amazing. He cosplays as Huffer. How he didn't win is a travesty. Absolute
he did a
travesty.
Great cosplay. He did.
It was
yes,
fucking wicked.
We should talk a bit about the cosplay because there was a few that looked really good, and we didn't really get to see the actual competition. Well, I didn't get to see the competition, but the ones that were wandering around the bar area, and there was the lad Ben who had his Transformers Armada Megatron costume, which was excellent. There was a young person, younger than me anyway. She was walking around dressed as Hotshot from Armada. So for those of us like Unicron Trilogy represented, but there are so many fantastic costumes again in the cosplay contest. It was really cool to see. And Matt Davis, absolute legend, came over and hung out with us, bless him. And I hope you enjoyed yourself, Matt. It was really nice to get to meet you. And I
answered him. I trapped
Brandon.
I just started talking. I started talking to him about my toy photography, and so he had no escape.
And so, what? No.
Yeah.
And he still stayed.
2 hours later, he managed to sneak out, but I tracked him down again.
For those of you who haven't been introduced yet, Baby vs. Madness, who has his own channel, young lad, he's only about 21, I think he is, and from Yorkshire. Anyway, he was there and he came over and joined us for a big chunk of the weekend. What an absolutely top nice lad he was. He was.
Yes,
and he loves, and it's nice to have
a bit too tall.
And it is, obviously,
I'm not going.
And he's young, so screw him. But at the same time, it's nice to have people who actually, in some ways, they missed out on all the stuff we love. They kind of came in later, so all that Bayverse stuff. I mean, he absolutely.
It's the same passion, isn't it? Like
exactly.
And it was so cool to see him. He was such just a genuinely lovely guy, and I think we need to have him on the show at some point. Matt said that. He said, yeah, he loved being sucked in. And to be honest, we loved all sucking you in, Matt, which was great. Stu,
there we go. We're all sucking in Matt
sucking Matt.
What a weekend.
As hard as we could. But it was worth it. It was great sucking Matt. Brandon was awesome, wasn't he? Such a cool guy. Yeah. And Bayverse of Madness, check his channel out. I'll stick a link into the description.
Yes. Yeah, top bloke, and worth giving him a watch. And checking out his videos as well. Oh, he called me the goat. So come on. I like you, Brandon. Even though the wife kept calling you Bradley, forget about her.
What does she know?
It's now become a running joke if I mention his name. Oh, you mean Bradley? No, his name's Brandon. You know that. A passion you see every day in my inside. We do, RJ. We do.
First
You're
subscriber.
More shouty. First subscriber. It's the egg.
Cool. Anything else on TFN? So we're looking forward to next year. We've got TFN Reading coming up. Is there anything? What was your standout moment?
Sunday, and then Monday morning. Sunday was very chilled on the whole. It was.
See if I got some Sunday pics.
Isn't it nice not to have to rush off? I think that was the thing. So many people said you were seeing people having to get the suitcases and get out the rooms, and not going on the Sunday. It's the first year I've ever done it, and it was just much more chilled. It was nice as well. Sunday, it's a bit of recovery.
It's when I got my grill. I would have missed that if I had left on a Sunday.
Which the thing is as well, people have said to me before, and I always thought it was a bit of a myth, that if you go into the dealer hall on the Sunday, that you could sometimes get bargains. Obviously, that's the thing. Everybody says, "Oh, they cut the prices," but also they put other stock out that they hadn't put out before. And like you say, Jamie, if we'd gone early, you wouldn't have got that. You know?
Yeah.
I would have got my squeeze play gun. People would have missed out on things, important things. But it was nice. I walked around that dealer hall multiple times and probably could have spent an absolute fortune. But it was nice just having a look and chatting to people as I was walking around and talking to them about their purchases.
I'm awful with names. I think we got to speak to a Simon guy who had his 2 children. I think he talked about coming on the Sunday. He'd never been to a TFNation before. I probably got the name completely wrong. I apologise. But I remember him from his post and talking about it and coming to TFNation. And I think that was great to see as well. And obviously because of Emma making these T-shirts, it was really easy for people to stop you and spot and go Transformers the show.
Yes.
So it was really nice that as well to speak to people who had actually watched the shows, you know.
Without wishing to be a complete shill, but Pete, these T-shirts are, well, the feedback on them was truly excellent. I wonder if this particular design, which obviously was exclusive to us members of the show at the con, might at some point in the future become available for those who might wish to purchase it. I'm just throwing that out there.
Boxer short version.
With our picture on. Oh, a Hawaiian shirt with our faces all over it, like the Joe Linton one.
Simon said you got the name right, Jamie.
Hey, well done, Jamie.
Yeah.
All I would say is, Andy, it's 2024. Never say never. We don't know what's going to happen.
But I would say
roller coaster.
Being Thursday Good was the best one I had, you know. Yeah. I would say Thursday was a poor night in comparison to all the other nights because the other nights were just superb and everything was on. But what it did mean, I was not rushed. Friday, I could go to the gym, I could relax, not feel my arms for the next 3 days. You know,
I relaxed till about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. It was good. No rush on the
We feared
Friday.
for your safety at one point.
Yeah. But,
like, where is he?
Do you think...
Sorry,
go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, if you had to give up Sunday or Thursday, what would you give up? I think I would give up Thursday if I had to do. Sunday was
if I had to give up one, I'd give up Thursday because the only thing about
Tuesday.
Thursday to
I'd
Monday,
give up Tuesday.
the only thing about Thursday to Monday, which was great, but I don't want to say it seemed too much, but you kind of you were quite tired by the end of it. And you're tired normally, anyway, but it was on a level slightly above that now. And I think quite a few people I spoke to said the same thing who'd been part of this group, that they loved it, had a great time, but they just wondered whether, like, the Sunday is the bit that was really nice. The Sunday night, we haven't talked about the fact that Sunday night there were so many Transformers fans still at the convention,
it was round,
still in the hotel.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the TFN crew, like Dave and Billy and all of them, who finally get to clock off after they've, packed everything away. They actually get to relax. You had the Toy Fu crew who came into the same part of the bar we were in at one point, and God bless them, all the work they've done over the weekend, because it is working. It's hard work, but the amount of, should we mention the amount of money they've raised? Didn't it take them overall to over 216,000? I think it was. And I think when they took off everything they have to cut, because there is cost involved, but when they took that off from the sales, I think they said it was around £35,000 that was going to go to Mary's Meals for Charity, which was a ridiculous number of children who are going to get fed because of that. And that's, yes, is because of Transformers fans buy things, grant you, but it's the hard work of the Toy Fu lot. If any of you are watching, thank you very much. It's amazing to see the work they do. Absolutely amazing.
But I think that's the thing. When you take a step back and you go, Toy Fu have done 35,000, on average, there was probably, about 1,800 people there.
Yeah. So
you look at how much that works out per individual, buying second-hand toys for charity. It's phenomenal. And
are you saying we're all heroes?
Yes.
Yes,
I mean the Toy Fu guys. The Toy Fu guys are at the top of the pyramid, but I feel like we're a close third.
We're holding them up. We're doing. We're holding them up, which in some ways makes us more heroic.
These shoulders are not just for show.
You like Nickelback as well?
But it's just such a magic. It's such a magic thing that we can have the time we have there. and something really good comes out of it as well, you know, for Mary's Meals and the amount of money that's been raised over the years and stuff, you know, and Nick and the team, you know, they spend all year getting ready for this. And it was just magic. And even when they were announcing it on the, you know, in the closing ceremony, and, you know, I know Dave got a bit choked and stuff. And I feel like Nick and the guys, you know, how could you not have a sense of pride of what they've achieved?
Yeah.
And when you break it down to its purest form, it's selling secondhand toys, and all of that good that's going to come from it. It's pretty special.
But again, it's the way they sell it as well. You know, they'll bend over backwards to help you get that little bit of piece. They've got, all of them seem to have this encyclopedic knowledge of what's in their stock, and it's just superb dealing with them. And I can hand in heart say that dealing with all the traders I encountered, at least. You know, Kapow was superb, so friendly, nice. Indie Man Toys the same. All of them, even
if you had to choose one to get rid of, who would you choose?
Rohan.
Yeah.
I love the fact there wasn't even a moment's hesitation.
I was ready for that. I was ready for that.
Rohan, we would save you first.
I also think the guess. I know we didn't necessarily get to.
I'll give you my real answer off here, and it's not Rohan. But they all know who it is. They all know it is.
All right,
I didn't give a clue because it's too easy to work it out.
The guess, Greg Berger, was just like, I know people got the Legend Pass and they got to spend some time with him, but he was also wandering around the bar and chatting with people. And I know, Jamie, that's where you got your photo in that kind of a lobby area. Just such a nice guy and so patient with, let's be honest, what we are, which is like grown-up kids just wanting a photo with our hero. And there was a guy who was talking
Greg
to him.
Berger is a fellow Robozone collector like myself. We have this like connection.
He probably got given his, but yeah.
but then he earned his, and he had to do the fucking voice. He was
does he collect Takara Legends?
There was a dad who was talking to him, and he said, "My son, I can't remember how old he said his son was, but he said, my son, I've introduced him to Transformers. He absolutely loves Grimlock, and he got a Greg like offered to do a video for him." And it was just so nice, and the dad just walked away holding his phone, was like so happy. I can't believe he's just done that. Just top people. And then obviously David Kay, for those who saw David Kay and his panel, really good. And he got to, of course, Ian got to meet him and have his photo taken. I think that made Ian's entire weekend just absolutely brilliant. And all of them, I mean, everybody that kind of just contributed to this incredible weekend that we all got to have. Because we all think it's because of us, because obviously we're great. But it's not. It's down to their hard work and sacrifice and everything they do. And I know for a fact, because I got a message from...
Well done, well
thank
played.
you. I got a message from a member of the crew I will not name the next day. And I was like, we're all driving home and stuff. And they were sat, laptop out, actually planning out next year's TFN. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like Simon Furman says, it never ends. It's constant, and it's constant work. So thank you to all of the crew and everybody.
We do a cheers to the crew. Cheers.
The crew.
Thanks, TFN crew.
The TFNation.
We'll need to buy you a new bottle, by the way, Paul.
I spoke to some of the TFNation crew, and then Billy, and sometimes you're like, I don't want to take up too much of the time. They must be exhausted. But in other cases, you just want to ask them questions, and you're just curious. And I think they made the right choice in saying they had record numbers, but they said they could have sold more, but they didn't want to. They wanted to make it as a nice environment for the people who came. And I would say, if you're thinking of going to TFNation, please buy your tickets. Don't wait till the last week or 2 weeks, because it helps them plan the event better. If you all start buying tickets in the last week, A, it makes that night for them because they have to make tough decisions. B, you might lose out on a ticket. Yeah. And you probably already had your hotel booked. So, yeah.
Saturday seemed to be the big rush, didn't it? Because I think Saturday is the main day, isn't it? And of course, it's when the Trader Hall first opens. And if they have exclusive bots, it's when everybody wants to get in there, hence the early access tickets and everything. But there was so much still there on the Sunday, and there's so much still to see. But like Jamie said, if you want to go, definitely go. But just try and get your tickets as early as you can.
Plus, you see, look, the amount of people in the chat who it was their first time they went this year.
Yeah.
And they're all saying they've already booked their hotel for next year. It was their first time.
Amazing.
next year's booked.
And
So it's
you know
going to be
what?
even
They
harder
added
next
stuff.
year.
They are
added
learning.
stuff to
Well
this
done.
event. They added
think-
stuff to this event because they were everyone who I
Yeah.
met. They said it was the first time. They were just brilliant people.
I think what I would say about Saturday is that we all make memories. We make memories every day of our lives, but I think you have very few core memories.
Yeah.
And for me, Saturday night was a core memory, and it will be just such a magical memory that I'll take, to my dying day. Just seeing, I think, everyone in the show T-shirts as a result of what you guys have grown and developed and stuff, and everyone just mingling and chatting, and so many cool people that we met. And I think if you could just describe the experience of TFN on a social side, you would say Saturday night.
It's like
It
an
was
orgy
just-
with no sex, no exchange of
It,
food.
it was just
Brilliant.
magic. Yeah.
An orgy. It was, I will say on the Sunday that I was chatting briefly with a couple of other Transformers fans who were attending the convention, and one of the things they pointed out was that there was more Transformers the Show t-shirts than TFNation t-shirts on the Saturday night in the bar. They said it was unbelievable. They said that the description was, "You guys were everywhere." So it just, I don't think we really were, but it must have come across as that with how many there was. Yeah. Hunting
And there'll
them
be
in
more
packs.
next year. 2025, there will be more.
And
We
I
will take
barely
over
even
that bar.
noticed the Motion City people, apart from that one.
I
late
noticed
night
Steve, the
I
triple
didn't notice
takeover
them.
spy.
One of them came.
Yeah.
I was stood with some of the lads, and one of them came over. A nice lady, and she came over and just started asking, "What is this all about?" And she was asking about the t-shirts and everything, and she seemed
Stag do.
mildly impressed. And she told us that we should
I-
all go to the Motion City thing, the party thing they had. She said, "Oh, you'll all be really welcome," but we did not. We did not go.
My
Well, I-
favourite bit of the weekend was getting a lift, and a young lady got in the lift and said, "Oh, are you here for the Motion City weekend as well?" And I went,
Talking
No.
about
Yes.
yeah.
like
But
we
thank
went
you for
in,
thinking. Physique gets me the samba.
in the gym side, and you had like the two lifts, and
Oh,
one
the
lift
lifts,
worked really
yeah,
well, the other
yeah,
lift was dodgy. And I remember going into the dodgy lift, and it was like doors closing and opening. I was getting stuck there in some sort of like eternal sort of prison. And there was someone running for the lift, and they're going, "Stop it!" And I was going, "Well, I can't. It's not fucking working." I didn't want to put my hand there because it'd probably just get ripped off on my arm. But anyway, the lift door wasn't working anyway, so it closed and opened again. So he managed to get in, and it was funny. He watches the show, and I was going, "I'm glad you realise it's a fucking broken lift, because you're probably going, that guy's a right bastard not stopping the lift for me." And
He's
going, "Oh,
lying.
yeah,
He
just-"
knew what he was doing. Open,
Yeah.
close, open,
And he's going,
close.
"Oh, just because you're a
Go with the
celebrity
flow,
now on
stand the
Transformers
flow."
this show, you can do what you want." And stuff like that.
That lift
but
was
yeah.
mental though. But we got in it a couple of times, but the doors were just going,
So-
and then they just shut. There was the point where there was me and Claire and a couple of other people, and we all kind of looked at each other and went, "Shall we get out?" And we went to get out, and then the door shut. It was like something from a horror film. It was like, "Oh my god, we're all about to die." But we were fine. We were fine. Everything was fine.
You go
Anyway.
first, Claire.
And thank you, Billy. Thank you for your kind words, Billy.
Yeah,
And
that's
you're right.
lovely.
I don't know. The majority of them were up until the last three. I will see you at Reading, Billy Edwards.
Sounds a bit threatening. I'd ban him.
After Reading, because I want my ticket.
Please don't ban me.
But
Yeah, please.
it was the best TFNation event I've been to, and I think
Yeah.
when people
By
ask why
far,
was that, it was so easy just to run off a list of reasons why.
You know, I think
and
there
it's-
were. Sorry, go on. Keep going.
I'm just going to regurgitate the same wonderful stuff I've been saying all night.
What were you going to say?
I
What were
was
you going to say?
thinking that, like, I think it's a bit of like we look back and to the past. You have these eyes of like how it was all glorious, and 18 was amazing, 19 was amazing. But it feels like when we come back, like every year's got better. Like I really enjoyed it the first year we came back. Is it 4 years? Me and Jamie were trying to work out. Has it been 4? Was it 3? But every single one, like last year, I remember last year getting that was the best one, and we didn't even have something like we didn't have like Stan Bush or anything last year, but we had
No.
J-Han, and she was amazing, and it just felt like a brilliant. And last year, I remember saying that was the best.
7 for you,
And then this year,
Yeah.
we were like, "Fuck, this one's the best."
Yeah.
No, how many have we had since post-COVID?
Oh,
3.
Post-COVID, yeah, we've had 3,
Yeah.
22, 23, and 24. So
24, yeah.
they're the only ones we've had. But you're right, exactly right. Even without like a concert, even without like that kind of like epic type guest, I mean, they had brilliant guests, but I mean, the concert with Stan Bush. Maybe they should do it next year again, seeing as isn't it the anniversary? Is it next year or the year after that's the anniversary of the movie? But even without that, the event just gets better and better every year. And I just don't think you can go to any convention, certainly not one that I've heard of, and hear such a vast amount of incredibly positive feedback about it. And it's deserved.
I think we know plenty of people who have still not gone to a TFNation yet.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I think like what Simon did, go on a Sunday. Choose that as your day. It's going to be a lot quieter for you. There'll be some panels. The tickets are cheaper, and you could go for a day visit if you can, and you will enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you don't need to do the whole weekend. You don't need to do the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can cherry pick your days. The way they did the tickets was superb this year. I think that's also helped it. A lot of the decisions were just acing it. You know, the way they did the tickets.
You can keep your distance away from those rowdy people who are like, you know, singing songs in the bar. Just have a nice.
So I think Matt Davis found out it's no, you can try to avoid us, but we'll track you down.
He became one of us. One of us.
Into the collective.
Resistance is futile.
If we could have heard people telling us to keep it down, we would have done.
We would straight away. No one. I don't want to start precedent, but any time we've done it, no one's ever told us to turn the music down. And I know we can look like a leery couple of lads at the end of the night. I apologize for that, but 100% we're the nicest people in the world. Plus, Alexis is there, and you're always welcome to come over and have a chat with us. We will honestly, if you ever see us at any TFN and we're singing Madonna Like a Prayer, just come and join in. You're always more than welcome. Right. Sorry, I keep saying right, but people keep saying stuff. That's fine. No, honestly, just tell me sharp. You go. What is it?
Because I think with Transformers the show and the TFNation thing, for me, the 5 days, Thursday, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the Monday, was superb in the sense I didn't have TFNation blues because I really enjoyed the event. I fully got to absorb every single day. I made sure I wasn't too plastered. I was working a system out in it, and I meant really enjoying it. I think I stayed up to my latest I've ever done in TFNation, not just the one night, but consecutive nights, which was a new for me because I've been to bed quite early some nights. But it meant on the Monday, I was happy to go home. I was knackered, and it took me probably until Thursday just to recover. You know, so I was thinking, people have got TFNation blues. You didn't party hard enough, son, and that's something you've got to think about for next year. You know, so TFNation
I was ready to come home. Yeah, I was ready to come home.
Yeah. It's not often you go drinking
I needed
for 4
pants,
nights in a row.
I'd have been in trouble
for a meeting. I had to say to Wednesday to go to somewhere else, and they said, "Oh, we've booked you in for a meeting on Thursday, and we've booked you in at the Holiday Inn Express in Nottingham." I was like, going to run out of pants, so that's a no. I won't be going to that meeting. I haven't seen my wife and kids for a week. I need to fucking go home.
I'm okay for socks. For some reason, I'm not even sure why. I think it's because
the 2 pairs of pants. I've turned them inside and out 4 times. I can't do 5.
You're not going commando, that's for sure.
They'll be calling me Cheesy Paul at the office. We don't want that.
Right,
again.
before we ruin all our good work, should we call it a night?
No,
I felt cheesy balls for another
cheesy
reason.
What's
That's a different thing.
Cheesy pants, not cheesy what's it. Skywalk said you're going to test how welcoming the TF show folk are. I wouldn't be this chat if they weren't.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, Sunstreak, as I said, first night TF show charity Christmas single 2024 needs to happen. I was just like, of course,
we won't do it.
Too many people mentions there.
Auto tune may be required, and also some singers.
But then you sometimes end up in like an hour-long chat and laugh with someone. I remember sitting down next to Graham Moff from Primetime's Toys, and we just sat there for an hour, just chatted, laughing. I remember laughing with you guys, Dan Vestager, always have a catch up with because he's just got one of the best senses of humor in the world.
Oh shit! Sam's Forge, Sam from Sam's Forge, bumped into him coming down in the lift. We got chatting, and we ended up standing in the bar area chatting for ages about like what he does and his work with MMC. And you guys were talking to Liam, who I like. Me and Liam could pass each other and say, "Right, we'll meet up. We'll have a pint in the bar." And by the time I'd finished chatting to Sam, Liam had gone.
He's a
Liam,
really
if you're watching, because I know you do watch, then we really have to sort this out because this love cannot be held back any longer. But thank you to Sam and Sam from Sam's Forge, who is interested in coming on and joining us for a show as well. He's a lovely lad, and his insight into the design stuff would be quite cool. You know, when we sit and moan about why have they done that, why is there visible fists? Paul, you know, he's the guy that can actually explain these decisions and also tell you when it's bullshit.
Don't destroy annoy Paul.
Yeah. Sam, what toys have you got with lots of visible hands? And he also had the his own. He designed the whirl. I think there's a photo knocking about of me and him, and he's got the whirl toy that he has actually designed. It's fully transformable IDW whirl, and he's been at TFCon in America and shown off some Transformers animated Constructicons he's created. Just genius guy, lovely guy.
I mean, another thing for me is I got to meet some of the people who get involved in doing that Transformer calendar. You know, so and that
the sexy one, or the
no, the one
no, not the nude, not the nude,
not the nude one, the
calendar girls,
toys in it. So this year, when they try and submit some
Toy Foo's next big seller. Other people donate toys, we donate calendars.
But it was interesting to speak to so many other people as well, which you meet through the fandom, and it was just wonderful conversations. You know,
it was just lovely. Oh, and Brad, we haven't even mentioned Brad's name, have we? In this, Brad is there as well.
Wow, Ed was in another planet.
I mentioned Ed.
Enjoying himself so much.
And Ed missed out last year because he turned up and then he was ill, wasn't he? And he had to leave because I think he went to bed early and had to leave early the next morning because he
missed Rudy this year.
Yeah, no, Rudy. That was a shame because him and his little boys, they loved it last year. They absolutely friggin' loving it, especially the little core class Dinobots.
Andy was awesome. He is just one of the funniest people, I think.
That was a suggestion, Andy, about like because we've talked about it many years ago about turning up in cosplay in that like yellow hard hat and yellow boots because it's fairly easy to do. But there was a couple of blokes walking around in them. And we could all turn up en masse. It'll be the next Transformers the Show t-shirt, except we all turn up dressed as, was it Sparkplug? Just walking around dressed as... We're old enough now. We're definitely more Sparkplug than we are Spike. Anyway.
I'm not. Cool. Right. Thank you so much for watching tonight. Head to Transformers the Show. It was amazing to everyone who was involved in TFN and to everyone we spoke to and everyone we didn't get a chance to. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll catch up with you again. My favorite photo of the night was definitely this one. I could never believe that we'd have something like this.
Finally, a photo that looked half decent in. Thank you.
Well, and just you can see my height. And do you know what?
I love the way you got your best side. Let me just get the side profile in.
I think it was shit about the t-shirts. It's the height thing, and it's proof there. And you can actually see Lee. Can you see where RJ's head is on the left-hand side? That's Lee just behind him there. So
that's a ramp. It's a damn ramp.
Proof that.
Oh, look at all those lovely people.
Yeah, that was insane, wasn't it? Brilliant. Right, let's take that off. Thanks for joining us tonight. Head to Transformers the Show on Facebook. Head to TF the Show UK on Twitter. We've got our Twitter handles there because that's what we do. We've done it for a couple of weeks now. And thanks for your time tonight. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.